gentlemen, welcome to the COMSCast show, brought to you live on YouTube with your hosts, Chris Kruk, Tom Gibson, and Aaron Sabine.
Oh, good old last
Has he broken it?
Sports, it's in the game. No, I think they will.
This is Forza, not Formula One.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, we are live. Hello, everyone.
You don't.
Hello. It's that time again. Yeah.
No. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
It's that time again, and we're out of here.
All right.
I love how we both had the same idea then. Oh man.
How are we, gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm in one piece.
Just fucking peachy. I tell you what. How are you, sir?
I'm good. We don't mean let's get some music on. There you go. We are a talk show / radio show. Instead of podcast.
We are now talk / radio show.
On a radio. We have to be on a radio to be a radio show, but talk show or podcast would work.
Well,
yeah.
Unless, you got some big connections, Chris.
Yeah.
Because there's some things we say that cannot go out on the radio. You're listening to 95.5 The Horse, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, where'd you come up with this shit?
The ASMR of rubbing our dicks against the microphones for 45 minutes. Hell yeah.
Oh wow. Oh dear me.
Woo!
Well, what a week.
Fucking Javier.
Hey, Javier is a good bloody shout.
It helps if you get the right fucking name. His name is Javier. It's Jardier.
Are you sure it's not Javier?
Not Javier.
You sure it's not Javier? It sounds like Javier.
That's the way he's trying to say it. His first name's like Yaroslav.
Javier.
Yaroslav Honzik. That's who he's on about.
Yeah.
And he's basically just stuffed it up. He's basically stuffed up the username.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah. I'll tell you what, issue 3 went well. Issue 3.
Yeah, it seems to have gone down well. Even though I'm pretty sure I think it's the shortest one we've put out yet.
Yes.
At like 56 pages, I think. I'm not 100% sure anymore. I should probably know this. I think we did a 58. Oh no, issue 1 was still shorter. It was
like 10 pages. Shit.
No, issue 1 was still shorter. Issue 1 was 52. 58, and then 56. So we're 2 down. We're 2 down this time.
Bad
That's just because.
Bad Tom.
I know.
We do that outside.
Wow.
But even though it's 2 pages down, it still adds a new affiliate in Beyond NRG in there, who we really needed over the weekend. Just gone doing the 24 hours of Le Mans.
Oh yeah.
That was intense.
I was going to say.
I think I had 2 hours like the whole thing.
Yeah, but it was strange. It's like because it was at this time before Le Mans was like we was on it, and someone in chat said you need to put a team in, or was it Genji who said you need to put a team in?
Genji talks Sabine into it, and then you know what happens if you throw Sabine a ball.
He goes for it.
Yeah, he goes running. And we ended up putting a team together. And then someone mentioned, oh yeah, you should get Alitak or Yachts involved in as well. And he's like, sweet, I'm on it. Before we'd even like confirm we were putting a team in, Ali's already said, yeah, I'll drive. I'm pretty sure. And then as well, Genji joined Team Track during that as well.
Yeah.
Sabine managed to coax him to join the team as well, which I find hilarious that he's managed to do that during the entire Homestead 10 hours. So not only did we come up with the idea that we were going to go and race Le Mans, we also built the team during that 10-hour of Homestead race. And the fact that we actually finished it is, I'd say impressive that we finished it. And I think we finished at the moment inside the top 40 pending any penalties.
Yeah, just though, but I've actually looked, we're actually at 39th.
Yeah, probably because I think I may have sent a prototype at some point by accident.
Oh.
So I think we may have copped a penalty for that. But it was a pure accident. He came across the front of me. I was hard on the brakes, and I sort of had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to check the steward's office, see. Oh no penalties. Doesn't look like penalties have been applied yet. because there's still only the two, one for someone not stopping and qualifying, and one for someone driving the wrong way around the track, because smart.
Big brain plays.
Yeah, it was smooth brain plays, I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move.
The other thing as well, why the position is probably going to change quite a bit over the next, I want to say, week, is there's a lot of like disconnect issues they've got to deal with, and a lot of disconnect connections, and lots of disconnect calculations they've got to make for quite a lot of teams, us included.
Yeah.
We actually ended up better off after that full lobby disconnect in stint. I think it was stint 10, the first one I did, second one I did, because I think I was on track to run about. Oh no, it was the second. It was the last one I did, stint 11. I think I was on track to run like a 207 miles, and we ended up getting given 209.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. We got 2.3 extra miles out of that one, so I'm not going to complain. But the fact that Genji had to bail out of stint 9 part way through, that hurt us. I got disconnected. Stint whatever it was, stint 6, that really hurt us. I ain't got worked it out.
Servers, they just work.
Oh no! Forza servers, they just don't turn up. And now they just look. Now we've got the worst kept secret in Forza. Came out at E3 that Horizon 5 will be in Mexico, and it's launching in November. So that's going to make it even more fun.
And it's on Game Pass.
Yes, it's on Game Pass straight away.
Yeah.
You can play it day one Game Pass.
It's also PC. It's going to be a big PC release as well.
Mm-hmm.
They released the specs and everything on it, which are surprisingly low. So hopefully, this game's going to be, it's going to be approachable by people on like budget systems as well. Because max, like, most of the stuff they're requiring is like an i5, like 750. Like, that's crazy. 8 gigs of graphical memory, 8 gigs of graphical memory. DirectX 12 and 80 gigs of space. Like, it's pretty bare bones when it comes to a game install. But with that being said, you're probably not playing on anywhere near as good a quality as the game was intended for. So, you want to make sure that you've got the.
This thing was designed to leverage Series X and 4K tastiness.
Definitely being backwards compatible is going to be a bonus for them, so that people that have just the regular Xbox One and Xbox One X will be able to play the game and have fun with their friends, but they're not going to have the same experience as somebody who's playing on an Xbox Series X or Series S or whatever the hell it is, Xbox Series X, Series S, whatever, or somebody's playing on like a built PC. So I'm actually pretty excited. I mean, the trailer left a lot to be desired, in my opinion. Like, it really didn't showcase anything like super exciting or like brand new, other than the scenery like being beautiful and some of the cars being beautiful. But there wasn't really anything in the way of like cars and customizability that really jumped out at me. Like, if I would have seen like, a couple more like clapped out, drift cars or some crazy race cars or something, I probably would have been a little bit more excited. But the scenery that's in Forza Horizon 5 is Mexico, so a lot of the stuff's probably going to be off-road, so there's going to be a big push for maybe Baja 1000 trucks and regular vehicles making off-road changes, maybe even some street cars with some off-road builds.
Yeah, to be fair as well, it also, thinking about like the cars that are involved in it, it pretty much confirms like the AMG Project 1 is the cover car. That's the one with the Formula 1 V6 in the back of it.
Did you see the clickbait thumbnail that actually ended up being the trailer spot on?
No.
Like, somebody made like just a clickbait thumbnail to get people to like click on their video, like, Forza Horizon 5 official launch trailer came out like a year ago or something. It ended up pretty much being spot on for the Horizon 5 reveal with the what is it, the Mercedes Project 1. Yeah, I saw the article on my phone this morning when it popped up, but it's definitely going to be an exciting game because Forza Horizon games are usually more for the creator types, the designers.
Well,
and the fact that it's like 1.4 times larger than Horizon 4, which in itself isn't exactly a small map.
No, but the thing is, though, is that don't worry, I've got reservations about it. I was watching the launch and they were going on about this is just on the platform standpoint where it was streamed on, but like, is that we shot this in 12K, you're seeing this in 4K, but Twitch can't even play it 1080p at 60 frames at all. So you never really got the benefit of the 4K experience you did on Twitch. And
I think you really.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it on YouTube.
You need to go back. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I didn't
go
bother
watch it on
watching
YouTube.
E3. I had
beautiful.
Yeah, I had some guys from the Discord that were watching it live on E3. I was actually streaming at the time, so they were messaging me, letting me know what was getting released. And when Rooster said Horizon 5 was announced, I was like, okay, big shocker there. But he posted the link to the video. We went back and we watched it, or I watched it on stream, but I did have a chance to watch it actually in high quality. So it actually does look really good. I mean, they're really pushing for the weather dynamics and like all the super minute detail stuff, like the raindrops on the windshield and stuff, the light reflections, the god rays, everything. And they say that everything was filmed in game, so it's, you know, kind of take that with a grain of salt. I've had a big quarrel with those kinds of statements lately.
Yeah, when it says like all in-game footage, that's it. I agree with you there, but at the same time, having seen like previous Horizon games, what you can do with them, I sort of wouldn't bet too far against it. But I'm quite interested to see how they handle like the off-road side of it, because that seems to be, like you said earlier, the big push. There's even stuff like the 911 rally car in there. Can you imagine if there's literally upgrade options where you can take let's go completely stupid. Let's say you can take something like a supercar and turn it into a full-on fire-breathing rally car. Can you imagine that?
That would be what people would want from that game, to be honest with you. I mean, I've got the list of cars that we've seen in the trailers so far. We've got like Apollo IE, the Camaro, Colorado ZR2, Corvette C8, which is obviously going to be the big one for this release, because the car came out in the last game, but this will be probably the first game that has it in it.
Stuff like the Porsche Taycan as well. Yeah,
the Koenigsegg Jesko, Remax C2, Porsche Taycan, of course, 911, 964 Desert Flyer, quotation. Guanajuara, BC.
Yeah, it's like because we posted out a post on Twitter about people's opinions on it, and actually, I'll show you.
It seems like most people are just more.
Yeah.
They're not shredding it because it's because of what it is. They're more disappointed that it's come before
Motorsport.
Yeah, it's like
which honestly, we're going to be waiting until this. We'll be talking about this still.
Yeah.
This time next year.
It's like some comments like Bronco Bowling seems too arcade for Horizon. Snow in Mexico is laughable. Which to be fair, we got VNX Yuri. I'm disappointed. Carl disappointed. Roby, who's avid. I think it depends on the people really, because Roby
I think that what you're getting a lot of is the motorsports guys. Like the motorsports guys are going to be incredibly disappointed that they did not get a motorsports, because it's been the cycle for years. You get a motorsports game, then you get a Horizon game in between. So it's, you know, you got Forza Motorsports 5, then you got Horizon in between, then you got Forza Motorsports 6, then you got Horizon in between, then you got Forza Motorsports 7, Horizon in between. The next game's supposed to be a motorsports game, but they're switching it up now because Horizon, honestly, in my opinion, is bigger than motorsports. Now, the esports side of motorsports, sure, you know, Horizon doesn't even have esports, but just for, you know, numbers wise and people playing the game, I mean, just look at Twitch as just a bare bones kind of compare apples to apples. Forza Motorsports will not have normal views throughout the week unless there's an event going on, unless there's a TAR or an FMRL, whatever. Horizon will always have views, you know, not high numbers because the game's so old, but it at least has 1,000 to 1,500 people watching, whereas Motorsports is only going to have like 200 to 300 at the most.
Yeah, if you want to take it right
they're
now,
all watching the same guy too.
Let's take it right now. So right now, loading up Twitch, Horizon 4, there is 1.2. There's 1,200 people watching people play Horizon 4 right now. Forza Motorsport 69.
Exactly. Nice.
There is more people watching Wreckfest streams than there is people watching.
There's more people watching Assetto Corsa, and the game. That game's even older than Motorsport.
Yeah, iRacing's currently 2.4K, Gran Turismo's at 300, F1 2020 is at 1.1, even though everyone's talking about F1 2021 now because that's coming out.
The big takeaway is that Turn 10 is a business. Playground Games is a business. They're going to go with the game that's going to get them the most money, and it's going to be received the best. Now, the hardcore motorsports community is going to be upset because they didn't get a new motorsports, which is fine. I agree with them. They deserve a new game. Everybody deserves a new game. The game's been out for so long, it's getting stale.
Yeah.
But they can't deny the fact of how popular Horizon 4 is. It's made the genre much more approachable to people who would otherwise have played one round of motorsports and been like, well, this game's not for me.
Yeah. It is literally like it's like a good version of The Crew without the stupid stuff involved in it as well.
Yeah. It's just realistic enough to be believable, but also goofy and arcadey enough to be something that you can consistently entertain yourself with. Like, not this one, but Horizon 3, when we had the Hot Wheels pack, that was awesome. That was what everyone as a kid probably wanted to do, at least my generation. We played with Hot Wheels, you shot them out of those little rockets, they do the loop-de-loops and stuff. Now you actually get to, like, drive the car, which was, like, the coolest thing ever.
You get to do stupid stuff with it.
Yeah.
The other thing as well, though, is I've seen a few people say it, and I sort of agree with them. Let's just say, for argument's sake, they announced that Forza Motorsport was coming out in November. It turns up, and it feels half-baked. They will get crucified for it.
Oh, of course. Especially how long the game's taken to come out. Oh, yeah.
We've been
100%.
waiting for it for so long. If it comes out and it's half-baked, they're going to get crucified. So if waiting another year means that we get something proper, and the fact that they're doing playtests and looking at the way that they're doing it and what we're hearing from those playtests,
that actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah, we should end up with a Gran Turismo, basically.
If they use Forza Motorsports or Forza Horizon 5 as kind of a beta test for some of the radical ideas they want to implement in motorsports, even if it's kind of a failure, it'll be still relatively well received because it's going to be a good Horizon game. Like, if the tire physics are goofy in Horizon, it's still Horizon. Like you're playing Forza Horizon in Great Britain in Forza Horizon 4, and the tires have excellent grip at minus 32 on a snowy road. you kind of understand that that's what's going to happen. But if you're playing Forza Motorsport 8 and you're trying to tackle an apex, and for some reason the car just spins out randomly, with kind of no rhyme or reason, you'd be heartbroken. You'd be like, this is just the worst game I've ever played.
Yeah. Hi, I'm at work. Mexico looks iffy. Good evening, gents. How is everyone? It's taking longer because Motorsport is going to be built from the ground up. It's a whole new game compared to Horizon. But the longer they take, the more expectations the Motorsport side wants. This from chat. I know, but the fact that they are taking longer over it, and from what we're hearing so far, it all seems to be pointing in the direction that the hardcore guys want. So you'll have multiple tire compounds, you'll be able to play about with them during a stop, you'll be able to opt whether you change your tires during a pit stop or not. So in the endurance races, the option of double stinting is there, which can be a big strategy thing. You can change your own fuel load as part of the setups.
I think Unix is onto something though with that statement, because
the
longer they take to make that game,
the better everyone's going to think it's going to
be. Not only the better everything else, but the better everything else around it is going to get. Imagine you create the new Forza Motorsports 8, and it's designed wholly around, let's say, Unreal Engine 3, and then Unreal Engine 4 comes out. Now, every other game that's coming out that's going to compete with you is going to be on this new game. Do you stop developing it for that and switch everything over to 4 and restart? It's like, how long is too long before the next gen console comes out and PC components get to the point where they're just stupid raw power, like with Cyberpunk 2077, where they're like, this game's going to be so ambitious, you need a 3090 to be able to run it. You know, like how long is it going to take before the game is not even going to have a chance at being future proof?
Yeah, but can you imagine that if motorsports are implementing what they say they're going to do, and you can imagine the next generation of endurance events from Tory, Domi, you can actually have driver swaps.
So much fun.
Yeah, you can have driver swaps instead of coming in and out all the time, everything like that. Can you imagine that? It'd be brilliant.
I know. The thing I like about the way Toro does their endurance races, and this is going off on a bit of a tangent for what we were talking about now, is that if you do have, let's say, the usual Forza server issues, you're not out of the race completely, because it doesn't let you rejoin once you get booted out. You've still got you've still got the opportunity to jump back in for the next stint, which honestly is probably what saved our 24 hours, because we got booted out twice during that race. Annoyingly, it was me that got booted out both times, but still.
So what would you say is kind of like would be the best way to, like, you DC from the game because of connection issues, and you know your car just goes to the pits and just waits for you to come back, you know, and then you rejoin and jump back in the car?
Yeah, the way iRacing do it is pretty good, because the way, if let's say you have a crash on circuit, or if your car stops on circuit for any reason, you've got the option to tow it back. So you take however long it would take your car to be towed by a recovery vehicle back to the pits. So if you're doing it something, let's say Daytona, it could be like a 2.5 minute sitting. If you get disconnected, your teammate can jump in, but they've got to wait the 2.5 minutes that it would take to
gotta serve the penalty, essentially.
Yeah, it would take the 2.5 minutes for it to get pulled back, or even.
Yeah.
I suppose obviously you can rejoin. Yeah, just being able to rejoin the lobby would just help so much.
Yeah,
it's just having that capability, but
you'd almost have to do the race now in like a meetup lobby. That way, if you did get disconnected, you could just jump back in and keep going. You know, start from the pits. But nobody wants. You can't even calculate laps and things like that. Yeah.
No one wants to do that. It's a bit too much effort. But yeah, I think
it
the
would just be nice to have like a manager thing, like what iRacing has, like being able to be a spotter for your teammates, or you know, basically be like their crew chief, essentially. Like watch out for what's going on ahead of the race, let them know they're on pace, and if they're off pace and stuff.
What I'm hearing here is turn 10, but get yourself an iRacing subscription.
Yeah,
bring that to Xbox.
Bring it to Xbox.
It's funny you should say that, Anthony, about having crew chief. We actually tried that kind of thing on the.
It worked.
It worked.
So we basically, what we did is Chris streamed his POV into Discord, and me and Genji, when he was about, we were just in there keeping him abreast of what was going on. So Warden knew if there's prototypes coming up, which inevitably there was, because there were some proper Apex thieves in that lobby. Some proper Apex thieves. But yeah, just going through different stuff, telling what will work, what
That's
works,
really
what
you
doesn't.
want. You got to be like, look, you're right on pace. Just keep up the good work. Okay, you're down on pace, or you're pushing a little bit too hard. Like just stuff like that really makes a huge difference when you're talking about pushing your car to the absolute brink. And, you need to know if there's a car coming up behind you, if he's got the pace on you, whether you should try to fight him or let him pass,
Oh, the amount of times that I could have done with something like that during my stints. I was literally just driving around, focusing on what I was doing, trying not to crash. Then all of a sudden, prototype, straight down your inside. The amount of times that happened was ridiculous.
It was actually, it was actually pretty fun. I actually enjoyed my stint, because you had Genji going box when I needed to. So it dummy. He's
doing it for Ali via Twitch chat as well.
Yeah, I know. But
you see that?
Yeah, it was good. But if you wanted to see what was going on, the POV I did is actually on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see how we did the crew chief kind of thing, you can actually see.
I think a big help too would be that if the spectation wasn't delayed, like if there was no delay on the spectation, so that you could be updating in real time. Like you wouldn't need to have his POV if it was real time. You could just pull up the telemetry screen and see what the fuel and tire wears was, be able to see what everyone else's times are, just like a real race team, like a real crew chief,
Yeah.
Now, I know it's a little goofy where you can see exactly how much tire wear and fuel consumption it would be. Maybe make kind of like a fog of war thing where you can only see it after every lap, so you gotta kind of calculate. But I get it. It's like you can see, oh, he's got 4% fuel left. Like, come on now,
he's done.
Realistic, yeah.
But I do hope they actually implement some of them features for endurance racing. But and also cool. As well, the thing what I really want as a broadcaster is proper helicam. I mean, a proper helicam.
Yeah, proper camera layout to be pretty good.
Yeah, but
just even I'm pretty sure there is ways. They're allowing people to mod Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
If they could find a way of allowing, I'm pretty sure you can do that again. We're talking about iRacing again. You can do it in iRacing where you can download camera maps. So you can literally, let's say if you're doing something around, let's just say Monza for instance, and you want to use the same camera angles that Formula 1 would, you can literally download the mapping of what each camera position is, where it would point, what it would see, and you can apply that to iRacing. So if you had literally just files where you could do the same thing for motorsport, that would get pretty interesting, especially for broadcasters. Well, because then we could really play with it.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that. I'm going on, but this. I'm going to mention Grid Finder as well. All the people who actually broadcast the game for Grid Finder.
Yeah, Simply Race.
Yeah, they actually use the camera maps.
Yeah, I know. They've done it for iRacing a couple of times. Yeah. They did it for the Invitational that I called. And if you could do that in motorsport, that'd be so much fun.
Imagine
because some of the camera angles are pretty bad.
The Forza Motorsports 8 and then the Forza Motorsports 8 commentary game. And basically, they're two separate games where you can't race in the commentary edition, but you literally have access to all of those things that you want. Like, the game is basically just, you can see every camera angle you need to. You can adjust all the heights and angles and zoom in on the people. And the coolest thing I think would be like the race chatter, like where you could just hit a button and you could hear the Xbox Pod. Like that would just be, that would be the end all right there. Like where you could just be, let's check in on what's going on with the driver, and you press the button and then just like,
oh my god,
fuck this, fuck that. Yeah, exactly. And then just like, okay, Great.
Well, let's hear what the drivers have to say.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's check in and see what happened. He has to give me back the position.
Whoa, so what happened there? Fastest foot boy.
Literally, like, oh, he's looking like he's making a move. He's making a move. I'm fast as fuck, boy. I'm fast as fuck. Just goes by him.
Just there's like, get good, son.
Be a problem, like, so you just like chime in on the one guy and all you hear is just like the initial D music blasting, like that's all you hear.
Oh my god.
Fastest fuck boy.
Could you imagine?
Fastest fuck boy. Fucking crew chiefs in the back. Back it up, turn. Put it in reverse, turn.
Oh man, that would happen. I could see that happening.
That would be awesome. I would love every minute of that. These are the little things that people that don't do it don't really notice that much, but it's just stuff that irks you to the core. Like Chris was talking about last week with the whole media kit. Like that is such a brilliant idea that every team needs to implement, in my opinion. Like that. If you want people to talk about your race team on race day, a lot of people complain about, oh, the commentators never, show my car and my team and this, that, blah, blah. Like, if you want stuff
we don't know about it.
Yeah, give them the media kit, man. Give them that kit. Well, bro, I would talk about you all fucking day long.
Yeah, if you make our jobs easier, we will. It's
just like with professional sports, any kind of professional sport. You have to make yourself available to the media. If you don't make yourself available to the media, then how can we elevate each other? Like how can we broadcast your team and make you guys look good and give the audience that's watching us more information about the people that they want to see? We don't want to have to look for you. Don't let us reach out to you. Reach out to us. Be like, hey, my name's so-and-so. I'll be in X race that you're going to be broadcasting. Here's a little bit about my team. Bro, I would fucking cream my pants instantly.
Yeah, because even in like Club Motorsport in the UK, one of the things you get for when you enter is you literally get given a commentary sheet, and it's literally just asking a few basic questions about yourself, like who you are, where you're from,
it doesn't
what
have
you do,
to be
stupid
crazy
stuff
detailed.
about you.
Yeah. I don't want to know your family history. I just want to know how long have you been racing. You know, like I don't want to know what's your favorite flavor of fucking ice cream. Like, if this is your first season, then let us know it's your first season. That way we can give you the credit of being a rookie.
Yeah, there was one in BIKC. There was one lad who'd filled out the commentary thing. He'd managed to get through to the national finals of the championship. He'd started racing. The series started in July 2020. He started racing in August 2020. Managed to qualify top in his circuit out of about 25 drivers. Managed to win his local final out of about 12 drivers, get through his regional, and then put it on pole position for the final race, the national championship. He was,
that's what people want to see.
At that time, he'd been racing since August 2020. He'd been racing less than a year, of which he'd been shut for nearly half of it. And he was the fastest out of 430 drivers that had tried to enter this competition. We ended up getting him in the studio and interviewing him at the end of it. Had he not have done that, it probably wouldn't have been story worthy. But the fact that he'd given us this information, we were like, shit, this guy's good. We need to talk to him.
Yeah.
And considering that's what the series is all about, it was all about bringing new drivers in. That's exactly what we want to. That's exactly what we want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go on.
No, I just
haven't said anything in a while. Like,
I'm just saying. It's like it was going.
Shut the fuck up, Chris. Shut the fuck up. No.
But like with like the people wanting to get teams well known and sending media kits out, that's where CCX Racing excelling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like with the livery reveals, the media kits. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The livery reveal.
The mascots, like just fucking just having Gary Kuda or Sauce, like the hype that they create for their team is just it's just the funniest shit ever. That they put so much time and effort into like the stupidest thing, like just a character that somebody made up, and it becomes like the only thing that people are talking. Who is the Sauce? I don't know. Who is it? I don't even have any stakes in this race, and they're in my chat on Twitch going, "Who's the Sauce?" Like, I don't know who the fucking Sauce is.
That's what happens when we send people over to you. There was one we didn't.
Do you know who is the Sauce? I'm like, you're either born with the sauce or you're not, bro. Like,
I remember this. I remember that. I was in that Twitch chat.
I'm like,
I'm just trying to find now behind the driver that we did. We did a behind the teams.
Don't we get that
with CCX. It's in issue 1. I'm just trying to flick through and find it because there's one line in it that just epitomizes the entire thing, and it's about where the idea of Barry Cuda came from. I'm just trying to find it now. It's in issue 1 on page something or other.
I've got the issue document. So.
I'm trying to find it now. Here we go. Behind the teams. Here we go. As for our mascot Barracuda, it's on page 32. As for our mascot Barracuda, it was mainly a product of too much time on our hands during COVID. We kept having silly conversations about stuff, and we finally decided, let's do it. So that's basically how Barracuda was formed, and it's really taken off and been a lot of fun. Delivery reveals have been a blast and a lot of work. It was just literally they got bored, and I still maintain that quote that's in front of the DP is probably the best answer I've had to any question of. I think it was. Where was it? Which question was it now? It was. I'm trying to remember which one it was for now, because I kept it in there.
Was it this one here?
I think it was. What's the goals moving forward as a team? I think it's in there.
We are hoping that Worms Armageddon esports scene takes off.
Yeah, we are hoping the Worms Armageddon the esports scene takes off soon because we're ready. I'm just trying to find what question that was in answer to. I can't spot it.
Bandit. If it was a Delta event, it would be literally fucking Raxa. God damn, I hate little dirty bastards. They're fast as fuck, boy.
Oh man, they are fast as fuck.
Oh,
it was in response to what platforms and games are you involved in?
There we go.
Forza both Xbox and
PC based,
although we're hoping that the
Yeah,
Worms.
there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
There we go. What platforms and games you evolved in? It's like with that. They're one of the mantras they work by is like being the correct level of stupid, which honestly is perfect. It's utterly perfect. Some teams spend so long taking themselves way too seriously, and it's so refreshing to see these guys just coming in, taking the piss, but also being sort of serious about it at the same time.
Yeah,
I love it. It's
I think
fantastic.
that's the biggest thing that turns a lot of people off from the sim racing community is just how seriously some people take it. That it stops being fun at a certain point. Like it just starts to be too much pressure. And I've had a lot of people that I've talked to that used to be involved with teams and have left, and they say like, I don't want to do it because this is something that people enjoy to do, and if you're not doing it, doing it.
But the issue 3, who is the source article, amazing.
It's that opening line. It's that opening part of this. Who is the source? This is literally the question that 6 people have been asking on social media over the last few weeks. These people all have one thing in common. They're all from the CCX Racing Squad. Now we're here to set the record straight and answer the question once and for all. Who is the source?
The only people that were asking who is the sauce are the people that knew damn well who the sauce was.
I know.
Just let that sink in for a minute. They were creating artificial suspicions right there, bro.
I know, and that's what makes it hilarious.
This just in, the Prime Minister of the UK says who is the sauce. They're using all the efforts at their time right now to find out.
I tell you something, right?
Oh man, I just love that stupid stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to say this now, but I think Anthony should do the audiobook version to these.
Oh God, bro! How many pages are these? 50-some pages, and Tom pours
between 50 and 60.
Puts fucking like 60 paragraphs on every page, and like, what is it? 0.4 font, so you can cram everything in.
No, it's 12. That's 12.
I need those magazines with the big print where there's like 3 letters on each page. I need a 3-page spread. Who is the sauce, ladies and gentlemen?
To be fair, there's one article in there that I thought was quite good fun, and that was Not Kana, the director's chat.
I enjoyed that very much. I actually read through the entire thing.
I know. There's like,
and I don't like to read.
There's bits of it there's bits of it that have been cut out. Obviously, you can go back and watch what was the COMSCast on. I think it was May 18th. If you want to see the whole thing,
yeah.
Simply because there's bits of it we just couldn't talk about. We couldn't print because it got a little bit offensive at times.
Don't let Tom fool you. He had been talking about doing an interview for so long, and then just one day randomly Satan joins, and next thing you know,
like, fuck it,
he put it in print. Like he never even said like, "Oh, this is gonna be an interview, so keep it clean," or no, just was like, "Oh yeah, it's good, good." Like the whole time we were talking, he's writing it all up, like, "Good, continue, yes."
To be fair, that's the best sort of interview, though. That is the best sort of interview when it doesn't feel like one. Yeah. When you sat chatting, they're the best sort of types. They're normally the most fun. That's what I found, especially with BIKC, because I think I got air quotes interviewed about 7 times.
Bandit asks, have we talked about the SVR VNX and the new one that no one is there content in there? I don't know.
I genuinely didn't know about it. Nobody tells me nothing. And I really don't care.
Nobody tell me nothing.
What about the new SVR team?
Yeah.
Underground
Nobody
racing.
Does me nothing. Apparently they've made a new team. Like I know Solar darted from VNX. I know that much. I know he disbanded SVR, which was his team, darted to VNX, and then within about 2 months left. Underground Motorsports.
Yeah.
Let's do some stalking. I mean, let's do some scientific research in the name of content.
Investigative discovery.
Shall we put it on the stream?
If you can find it. Because I just put Underground Motorsports in Twitter and it got nothing.
Hang on. If I look at Solar. What's his fucking name on this thing? He keeps changing his bloody name. It's so good.
All I know is
hang on.
It begins with a K, and he used to have that name ages ago, apparently.
Let's have a look. Actually, I'll tell you who will know. Forza Transfer.
Yes, Forza Transfer will know.
Forza Transfers will know. Yes, fast as fuck, boy.
The thing is, it's like after every single tour event, without fail, there's always some form of carnage.
Wow, ART Kermit.
Yeah, Kermit's now at ESV.
Yeah, who dicked Roadrunner.
Oh, is that the one that ended Roadrunner in a wall at some point?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Have you also seen Birchie's the Birchie's left Pendulum Tuning Garage is now with NWR?
Yeah, bad move that in my opinion. Bad move.
Yeah, X4X Allied Forces Racing have also taken on one driver. I love the poll that Forza Transfers put up. At that time again, how many transfers after this Enduro? Most people said 5 to 10. Quite a few people said over 15.
Yeah. I'll tell you who will have. Hang on.
It is now confirmed. Yachts has now moved to track, and he is Track Taco.
Here we go. This is him.
Underground Motorsport.
Yep, this is Solo's new team.
Oh wow.
I tell you so, if that doesn't look like bloody Need for Speed text, I don't know what does.
So what? They're going to go UGM?
Yeah, UGM.
Oh, I don't know why, but I don't like the sound of that. It just doesn't work.
Isn't that $100,000 thing run by UGM?
I don't know.
UGM Esports.
At this point, I don't really care.
Hey, serious?
So they got UGM Bubble, UGM Gollum, UGM Incinerate, UGM Insomniac, Voided, UGM Solar. Yeah, he's there. And Kuroko and whatever the fuck that's meant to be. KEIICHI. That sounds like a hospital test.
Kalichi. It's KELICHL. Or is it eyes? It's probably eyes.
No, they're L's. Yeah, they're L's. They're L's.
Kichi. No, it's got to be an I. It's
Kichi. So basically, that's the team that went over to VNX, and they've all left and made their own team up.
Yeah, that's actually about right. Voided. That's about right then. I just think Solar didn't want his name on the team anymore. His name is as the team anymore.
Why just not rebrand then?
I don't know. At the end of the day, we're on the outside looking in. We don't know what their decisions are. We don't know what was going through their heads.
Beanie Boy, figure it out. Go.
Yeah. Soybean.
Go, Beanie Boy, figure it out.
Go get the content.
Yeah.
Go get him, boy.
You see this, Bean? You see this, Bean? This is content, Bean. Go get it, boy. Go get it.
What Kiki? Make a poll come on like, go content, get a go.
Oh, no. Go soybean. I choose you.
Soybean
use content recovery. It's effective.
Yeah, that $100,000 one, that's run by a group called Late Shift.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's the one that I think it was GJ Giraffe was taking the piss, saying that they just hadn't got a fucking clue what they were doing.
No,
when they were streaming it.
Yeah, well, because I picked up on something where I think it was the International Horseshoe part of the Daytona.
Yeah, they were talking about a different incident though.
All right.
They were talking about something that happened earlier in the lap.
I thought the way it sounded like they were like, so it's been slow at the bus stop. That's not the bus stop. That's the International Horseshoe.
Nah, they were talking about something that happened earlier in the lap.
Okay.
You should have rebranded to "I'm the New Emerald Racing." That's for reference for anyone who doesn't know. I believe that kid went through 13 teams in about 13 minutes. And then ended up joining DPR that he tried to claim was his own.
Rumour has it. Now, beer of choice today. I'll go and get it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you and Anthony talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
What about how much of an alcoholic you are?
I'll just need a pint, that's all. I'll be fine.
Standard British guy has to have
Give us a kiss, love.
That's Irish, mate.
Oh, bro,
that's Irish.
You're all the same, bro. You're all the same over there. Yeah, I said it.
He went there. He went
Crucify me, chat. Yeah, do it.
I'm
of the darker descent, bro. You cannot harm me.
Fucking hell. Oh, there we go. It wouldn't be a Forza transfer window if Soybean wasn't getting involved saying that Ali Tat was coming to track.
Everyone's joining track if you have.
He drives.
Sabine,
Oh yeah. All he does, he just goes
fucking
into.
Boris Johnson's on track now, bro. Like fucking Beanie Boy out here.
He just went into a government stream earlier and just wrote Track Bojo. How does that sound? Track Bojo.
Chill. What was it? Track Lizzie Birth, whatever. Fucking
Track Liz.
Track Lizzie
Track
Birth,
Queen.
Track Queen. Oh, dude. Yes. Bro, petition to get Big Chungus to tame his name to Track Queen, bro. He has to have a pink car with a crown and everything.
There was one guy, I think it was Woody. He was taking the piss with track limits in one of the touring car races, and someone literally started a poll saying, "We think he should change his name to Track Limits," just to see what happened. I know the result of that poll. I don't think he's done it yet, but yeah, that's literally the way of recruiting people. It works. It actually works. Just going to people's chat and being like, Track Taco. What does that sound?
Track Taco.
Yeah.
But
good old
to be fair,
Taco.
To be fair, that is why the team name that we had was the Comms Bible featuring a banana taco. The reason for that is that you had the Comms Bible, which was me, Sabine, and Chris. The banana was Genji because one of his other accounts is literally Banana Go Burr. So he was the banana, and then you had Ali Tak. His last name is like almost taco, so he was the taco in that. So it was the Comms Bible featuring a banana taco for all 5 drivers' names in there, which worked quite well actually. But
I was gonna ask about this the other day, but are you excited for the Olympic virtual series of racing that's coming up here soon, June 23rd?
Yeah, I want to see how it goes. There's a lot of talent in that field, and there's a lot of drivers from a lot of different esports teams. I'm pretty sure I spotted. You've got people from R8G in there. I'm just trying to find the article.
I'll actually, I'll send it to you right now.
You've got
the one that I'm looking at.
You got a couple of guys in there from Williams. You got a few guys from R8G,
Williams, B-Racer,
a couple of guys from
R8G,
Heat,
PR1,
Team Redline, PX7. There's loads of different teams in this one, and honestly, it should be a good one. I'm not entirely sure the format of how they're running it all.
We've only got 2 people from the North America, and I'm a sad boy because there's only 1 from the US. Come on, guys, what are you doing? Get out there!
Yeah. To be fair, there are 7 drivers from Europe, Middle East, and Africa. They're all the drivers in there, all European, and not a single Brit got through. So,
sad.
Yeah, it's sad times there. But
Italy, France, Spain, Germany, Hungary, Czech Republic, and Greece. No pretty boys up there. We've got Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, and Malaysia. Canada, the United States, Chile, and Brazil, and then Australia as well. There's a lot of countries in Central and South America. It's a surprise only 2 of them got through.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the way they did it for the top 16 is they effectively gave each area a quota of drivers that could go through. So the EMEA had 7, Asia had 4, North America 2, Central South America is 2, and Oceania is 1. I'm pretty sure it's just based on the amount and the number of countries that are involved. I just find it funny that the EMEA is all Europe, with Italy, France, Spain, Germany, Hungary, Czech Republic, and Greece. I'm just looking at the teams in there. Just those ones. You've got Williams top in EMEA. You've also got R8G, which is Roman Grosjean's team, PR1, Team Redline as well, top in Germany. Tierra Lightning as well. I've heard that name before, and if I've heard that name, that means it must be okay. PX7 for both the North America guys. Yas Heat in Central and South America. Again, Yas Heat is a very, very good squad. IOF Igor Fraga is possibly a bit of a ringer in that one because I'm pretty sure he's won world championships in Gran Turismo before. I'm pretty sure Igor Fraga is a former champion.
Trying to see if I can find. Yeah. So this is that's the exact article. The total 16 drivers will qualify for the World Final, which will be broadcast on June 23rd. A maximum of one driver will be able to qualify from each country. The qualification for the top 16 drivers is based on the region as follows: 7 drivers from EMEA, 4 drivers from Asia, 2 drivers from North America, 2 drivers from Central and South America, and 1 driver from Oceania. That's crazy. So
I'm just looking at Igor Fraga, because I reckon he's a bit of a ringer in this one. He's qualified in there from Brazil. He's not even qualified top. I think he's, if you add up all the times together, I'm pretty sure he's like just only skirting top 10. But this is a guy who is a former Nations Cup champion in Gran Turismo. He's also won, he's the inaugural Nations Cup champion for 2018. He returned in 2019 for both the Nations Cup and the Manufacturers Series. He ended up finishing 10th after a spin, qualified for the rebooted 2020 Nations Cup Series, got to the finale, and then he's also gone on and raced properly in cars. So he was third in Brazilian Formula 3. He did that in 2015-16. He won the Academy class in Brazilian Formula 3 in 2017. Finished second in the where's that one? In the NACAM Formula 4 Championship. Finished second in that. Finished fourth in US F2000. Finished third in Formula Regional European. That's like 3 steps down from Formula 1. Won the Toyota Racing Series, and then competed in. This was last year, and then last year was in the FIA Formula 3 Championship, which is 2 steps below Formula 1. This guy's got talent. If he's not up there, there's something wrong.
Ooh. Beer brought to you by Beavertown.
We're talking serious sim racing, and Chris is like, I got
Beavertown. Hell yeah.
Beavertown, bloody hell, blood orange IPA.
That just sounds okay, you know.
The smell.
He's a beer snob.
Oh, smells nice.
But yeah, going back to the point we were making earlier about like people getting their teams recognized. I've just pulled up the driver bios for the Grid Finder event. I did it a while ago. Some of the guys just didn't bother submitting stuff. Some of them did, and some of them pretty good. There was one of them from, I think it was one of the Apollo Racing guys, 21-year-old metalhead from Kansas City, Missouri, who is on iRacing way too much.
Yeah, I mean, the more effort you put into it, the better quality product that we can put out as commentators, and better it is. The more entertaining it's going to be to watch you racing, because people are going to have some sort of attachment to you, as rather than just a name and a number and a car. People will actually have some information about the guy that's behind the wheel.
There's one guy here,
check
likes
out the
racing
LMP
guns
stuff
and
on
cats.
Twitter? From Track Sabine.
Check out the LMP stuff on Twitter.
I'm looking now.
We'll check Twitter in a bit. There was one guy who's literally put likes racing guns and cats.
Hell yeah, brother. And I'm proud to be an American.
But yeah, also the thing what really does me head in with people who like backseat commentators, like, oh, you're not looking at the front runners. I'm not being funny. If
the guys in the front are way far apart, I am not fucking looking at them.
Well, it's like they didn't, obviously no one mentioned it on Sunday, but like we on the Superminis, Mr. Fergs, we're literally half a bloody track away on his own. We're like mid to back of the pack. Was battles for like 3, 4, 5 car battles. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna be staying on, pal. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, we're commentary, no matter what way you cut it, is the entertainment business. So we've sort of got to look at what is entertaining. If the guys at the front are just either a couple of seconds apart from each other, nothing's really changing, but the guys at the back are tearing chunks out of each other and are fighting tooth and nail for it, then yeah, we're going to show that instead. Yeah. Because it also gives us something to talk about. Plus, as well, if we're watching just the front runners go around for ages and and we're missing a massive fight at the back, you'll equally get your head kicked in but not looking further down the order.
Yeah,
it's hard to manage your expectations. It's difficult to just be like, okay, we're gonna be watching the front runners go around in a circle, but then we missed the accident in the back that caused the yellow flag. We're following the guys in the back, and then we missed the lead change up front. It's you gotta expect a happy medium. It's not always gonna be rainbows and butterflies. There's sometimes there's gonna be times where we miss things and we screw up. We're human. That's what happens.
At the end of the day, if the fight at the back is hilarious, then I'm gonna go and watch that instead.
We're gonna try to bring you all the action because, like you said, we're entertainers. This is what we do. We want to show you all the action. We don't we were doing NASCAR. If the guys out front are running solo and they're 4 or 5 car lengths apart, nobody wants to see that. People want to see 3 wide, 2 wide, guys running tandems, guys, changing positions back and forth.
Yeah, the guys behind trying to push up towards the front of the pack as well.
Yeah. But it's like I'll give you a good example. Taurus Sebring endurance event. I think it was B Lobby I was commentating on. All the front runners were literally doing what they were doing. Then there was PTG Commando and SFM Dark. So literally for literally a straight hour, just swapping and changing, but they're doing double fakes, but they everything.
Yeah, just tearing chunks out of each other.
Honestly, and that's where the action was at. And people saying, "Oh, we check on, but the second place." I'm like, yeah, but there's nothing happening.
Nope.
Yeah, I always bounce around. Like I'll go up to the front of the pack and just make sure that the lead hasn't changed and see if the gap's closed up a little bit and just kind of comment on it. But for the most part, we try to give everybody enough screen time. You go back to the front, you make sure that the top 3 guys, whatever, hasn't changed. Then after that, you go back to like the mid pack and you see what's going on there. You go back to the end of the field and see what's going on there. And then after that, it's right back to wherever the action is, and whether it's up front, whether it's in the mid pack, whether it's back, and just keep rinsing and repeating that process over and over again.
Yeah. There's only one alien that shows up with Superman in his review with a sticking out tongue from Sayers. Yeah. Fergs is a weapon, definitely. Fergs is quick. He's blistering. I'll tell you something, this beer is lovely. Don't you check them out. The beavertownbrewery.com.
They better be paying you for that.
Not actually. I picked it up from Sainsbury's on the way home from work. I was like, I've had a bad day today. I need a cold beer when I get home.
You've had a warm day, I'll give you that much.
Fucking warm. Oh my god.
So what happens when you work in the kitchen and your missus is your boss?
Yeah, I have nobody, no ventilation, nothing. I just literally got 1 window and four brick walls, and that's it.
You don't have a fan, bro?
Can't due to COVID. You're not allowed to have fans.
What? Why?
Yeah, you're not allowed to. You're not supposed to have AC on as well. Apparently.
What?
Yeah. Welcome
in
to
your
our
house?
world. In a business setting.
In a business, you can't have air conditioning?
Oh.
No, because of COVID. That's...
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Yeah,
Fuck that,
at least you know you're cool.
Shit, bro. Dude, I will we were down, I had a friend come down, one of the guys I play video prank, come down for, it was like Memorial Day weekend. They came down from, out Midwest somewhere. And we went to like downtown to just kind of have a beer, bounce bar to bar or whatever. And they had like outdoor seating and everything like that. And my buddy Chris, he's there, he's wearing a fucking mask and everything, and no one else is wearing it. Not me, not them, not everyone in the town, not the barkeeps, he's like, well, he's like, should I wear a mask? I'm like, no, it's fucking, nobody cares down here. Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, they said that we don't have to wear masks anymore. We're not wearing masks. If you're scared, if you're worried, then wear. Everybody's pretty much vaccinated now.
Yeah,
but
that's the
imagine
point we're
being
at
in a
now.
restaurant with no air conditioning. Shit, it's like 100 degrees here. You're crazy.
Well, I'll give you a good example right there, because the restaurant I work in is within a garden centre, so it's literally a greenhouse. What we work in, right? So
it's surrounded by all them plants. Let them purify that carbon dioxide.
So we're not allowed fans. We've got a greenhouse roof, which does not open, by the way, because it's broken. So we did the air temperature in the restaurant today, and it got up to 37.4 degrees.
Can you put that in freedom height, please?
Freedom units.
Freedom units. Yes, Tom can do that.
99.32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
A lot, basically, is what you're trying to say. A lot.
Yeah.
And in the kitchen,
that's 99.3
warm.
units of freedom.
So in the kitchen today it topped out of 46.4.
46.4. That is 115 degrees Fahrenheit. About the same.
Had it have got like
top.
3.6 more, had it got to 50, you can officially like just go on strike.
But not in the restaurant.
You can officially walk out.
Not in the restaurant, you can't.
That's a law, mate.
Yeah, it's a law in the office world, but not our work. The place where you are, but in the restaurant setting, as long as your employer includes drinks and or any kind of air conditioning, you can't say that. But
this is why we threw y'all motherfuckers tea in the harbor,
do one of
bro.
them,
Fuck
so
that shit.
Your company doesn't do one of them, so 3.4 degrees higher, and you can walk home.
Yeah, but the point in mind, I suffer from high blood pressure as well. I was literally I was going. I'll be able gone.
Yeah, there's laws against that shit, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we have the shop that we work in, which doesn't really have any windows or anything like that, but it does have like roof ventilation fan, which is like about, I want to say, maybe 15 inches, like maybe a 15-inch fan that like just sucks air out. It doesn't really do shit, but we have fans all over the place that blow on us, and we're allowed to keep the shop door open. We don't have air conditioning, so it gets up to about 110, 115, or 45 degrees Celsius about. But you have air blowing on you, so it's like it doesn't feel as hot. To be in an environment where it's 115 degrees, 46 degrees Celsius, and you have no air moving, that's hell. I'm going home. Not working. Sorry.
And that
I fought niggas for less. Like I will square up with the fucking manager. I don't need this job that bad.
But
he manages his missus though, so he's got to go home to her.
I don't need my missus that bad, bro. You're crazy.
But thing is,
that shit better be fucking a vacuum cleaner, my guy. Like, god damn.
That 46 odd degrees, that's not where my grill is or anything. That's the coolest part of the kitchen. There, where you go to the side where you got the salamander on, and you got the hot plate on, the flat grill, and the hobs on. Shit.
Bro, I would literally just fucking pull my pants down, crack an egg on my ass cheeks. Look, it's frying. I'm going home.
Oh man, you've got a certain.
You want it scrambled or over easy? Like, come on, this is crazy.
You have a way with words, sir.
Oh,
bro,
God.
this is it's the Wild West over here, bro. This is how we do things, bro. You literally look at my boss told us today they brought up a whole bunch of like fans on a cart. They had the helper kid bring them up, and he was like, yeah, the boss just bought all these fans just in case it gets too hot up here, so you guys have a little bit extra air moving on you since there's no air conditioning. We were like, oh, well, no, I mean, it's fine up here, but he's like, yeah, well, and he also said that there's plenty of water down there if you guys need. Good, but you appreciate it, because he knows damn well that I will go home if it's too hot. Yeah. I will not be there. I don't care. Like, fire me. I fucking dare you. Like, come on. Like, it's like 90, 115 in here. Yeah. Because as temperatures go up, productivity goes down.
Oh, yeah. Damn right.
Yep.
Damn right.
Hell yeah, brother. Go ahead, say it, Chris. Hell yeah, brother.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Fast as fuck, boy. That's how I be walking that motherfucking place, bro. Fast as fuck, boy. Jump in my car, get the fuck out of there. Jeez, bro.
Oh god.
Yes.
But anyway, I digress.
I digressed quite a bit.
Yeah. I digress. But, this fucking guy, bro.
So, issue 4 coming. Wow.
Yeah, already started working on it. Getting bits for it. Working with Gridfinder a bit more on this one as well.
Yeah.
So that should work out pretty well. Effectively, one of the bigger articles in it is what the fuck happened at Le Mans. Effectively, just chatting about what manner of thing occurred, because there were some things, there were some sends, there was multiple puns. I think I got destroyed by a prototype 3 times. So, yeah, I got utterly violated during one of my stints by the prototypes.
Yeah, so Max Bird as well. We got Max Bird.
Yeah, just throwing some questions to Max Bird, mini challenge racer over here in the UK. Yeah, it's gonna be quite fun. We've also got a preview of F1 2021 in there. Again, thanks to Tom over at Gridfinder, who's been having a bit of a play with it. Hopefully, I think we might have to try and reach out to Turn 10 so we can get our hands on Horizon 5 a little bit early. That'd be good fun. I think we might have to
Beanie Boy,
come
on, Beanie Boy, come here,
come on,
Soybean. Something for you to get.
Come on, Soybean, go get us Horizon 5.
Go get it, 5. Go on now, get.
Go get it, boy.
Yeah,
we want Horizon 5.
Yeah, but I was going to say, about Horizon 5, if we're going to like Turn 10, we need to like send them an issue and say, look, right, this is what we can do.
Our shit.
This is what we can do. What can you do for us? Kind of thing.
The funny part is, like, I'm also almost sort of planning. There's an article I penned the title of "Horizon is great, but we want motorsport," and I'm not entirely sure if that's the correct way of putting it, because that seems to be the route that Twitter is taking. But at the same time, we've already discussed. We want motorsport. We want it to be right. So that's going to get a bit interesting. There's also talk of righty time with yachts. So with yachts, instead of having story time with yachts, we featured on already.
Yes.
We might be getting Ali to write a bit of a column for us as a regular thing. So I think that can be good fun. Yeah. Hopefully, it's basically about how much Punterino there was during Toro, because it worked out. He was effectively our quickest driver.
Yeah, he was.
Out of all 5 of us, he was the fastest driver. He top qualifying out of all of us, and he drove further than all of us.
Yeah, he's quicker than he lets on.
Yeah,
he's sandbagged
Man's
himself.
an alien.
He's
Man is an alien in training.
Question as well. Did you guys have anybody apply to get involved with the magazine?
Yeah, we've had a couple of people come forward. So Charlie, who's been in chat a few times and is already writing bits for us. He's looking at helping out a little bit. We've also got some help from, like I say, the guys over at Gridfinder. Tom at the moment's been fantastic. They've also got a girl called Rebecca who's doing some freelance copywriting work for them, and she's offered to help out with some of the editing side of it, just to try and take a bit of a load off me, because my spelling isn't exactly the best. And we've been caught out a couple of times. Yeah. Especially when I'm trying to write stuff quickly.
I did see a couple grammatical errors in the director's chat there.
To be fair as well, that director's chat was literally just word for word what was said on stream.
Yeah, I pretty much assumed that much. That's why I didn't say anything.
That's why we wrote it word for word as it was off stream. That's why some of it, even just writing it's like, yeah, this doesn't make proper English. But that's what we said, so I'm keeping it.
Yeah. Senna got rear-ended by Proto and had been rear-ended by another. I watched it. Yeah, that was Chungus. That was Chungus who did that.
It was one of the prototypes. I was coming down the Mulsanne towards the second chicane, and it looked like he just forgot to brake. I think his controller turned off. I just went head first into the wall, flat out. I'm like, yeah, there's a dead prototype somewhere. He's just utterly sent himself into the wall. He tried to shadow realm himself.
And Nonny got sauce bombed himself.
Yes, he did on the first. He did on the first stint. Went into the. I think again that was the second. The first chicane. Sorry, just went straight on.
Yeah.
Well, and just sauce bombed himself.
Yeah. Apparently, this is what Rallycar was telling me. He didn't have the braking line on anything on, so he didn't know.
Yeah. There was a few guys that were in the GTs, but effectively had the prototype braking line. And if you realise that in the first 4 minutes, you could call a restart. But if they only had 2 restarts available in the during each stint, and the fact that we were already, I think when that happened, we were about an hour behind already. They weren't exactly hanging around.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that it was nearly a full stint behind at one point.
Yeah, so they basically spent, I think it was one of the middle stints, they spent ages waiting for this guy to connect, and he eventually connected. We got racing, and he disconnected in the first 15 minutes. They waited 35 minutes for this guy because the way Tora's rules work, if you get disconnected, you've got 10 minutes to get back into the lobby, and then if you drop again, you've got another 10 minutes. So that happened, I think it was 3 times, and then there was 2 restarts for drivers black screening. So there's 45 minutes. Then this guy dropped again, and they're like, sod it, we're going. So he just managed to get back in, and then he disconnected 15 minutes into the stint.
Yeah.
So they spent nearly 30 odd minutes waiting for him to disconnect anyway.
That's crazy.
Check out LMP Esports. I'm on their page. Hang on, let me go on their page now.
Yeah, Chungus did admit. I think he basically put a post up. It was like, at this point, Chungus realized he should probably just have stayed in bed.
Well, what are we actually looking at?
If it's those posts about like quotes from the drivers, yeah, they look pretty cool.
Yeah, look alright.
Pretty cool. Drove to the absolute limit, exceeded my skill set to deliver a decent result. No shit. No shit.
No
He looked in his bag of talent and he's like, oh fuck, it's empty.
Oh,
Considering how the car was to the other driver. How the car was to the other drivers, I can't complain. Yeah, they do look pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think I can say much more. We've got a magazine, they haven't though, so
yeah.
that's what you're on about. But yeah, I actually quite liked the way that I did I'm actually quite like the way that I did the stints. So after every stint, we updated Twitter with the positions. I'm pretty sure those tweets had nearly 6,000 interactions over the course of the 24-hour race.
Yeah, it was looking.
Which for us isn't bad.
Over 6,000, yeah.
Yeah, it was just over 6,000. I think the page itself had just over 56,000, something along that line. And then the poster at the end, I might actually get that printed, just put it up somewhere because it looked pretty good. With all the drivers' names, car at the end, and all the affiliates at the bottom.
Yeah,
it looked pretty good.
In other news, DDM's Zak has left DDM.
Yeah, he's also. I'm pretty sure he's out of Tora as well.
Okay, that didn't last long. That didn't last long. Him being head of media.
12 months, I think it was. He was there for a year. But yeah, he's out of. He's out of Tora as well. He said Le Mans was going to be his last one. Then he's going to pass it over to, I think it was, I can't remember who it was. He said in the Tora Discord who he's going to pass it over to, but he's been with Tora for a year now. But yeah, decent driver and seems to work pretty well.
Yeah,
it seems to work pretty well within Tora. Managed to keep so many people in shape. Especially trying to organize those events. I would not want to try and organize, what was it, just over nearly 100 teams and about 500 drivers.
Yeah,
I would not want to organize that. Credit to the guys at Tora for even getting those races done. They may run behind, they may have issues, but the amount of people that it takes to put on an event like that, I think we said it last time after Homestead, when there was a record number of teams enter for Homestead. There you go, 429 teams, 429 drivers, 98 teams. Yeah, it's crazy.
Definitely.
And the fact that they put that race program together as well, even though it's what's it called? Even though quite a lot of it can carry over between them, trying to get even just a spotters guide together for 98 teams, trying to make sure all the paints are all shared, that is a pain in the arse. I did it for I think it was Team Hard Online for one of their series. And I'm pretty sure I did it slightly differently to the way that Scalzi did it. And honestly, the way he's doing it is so much easier. Yeah. But I literally had to downloaded all the pictures and remove the backgrounds from each one. I'm pretty sure there was about 60 cars. It was crazy. It took me ages to do it, but it looked pretty good at the end.
Yeah, just looking now, but NWR's got a new Twitter account. Don't know what happened there, but
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Do you know what's funny?
I don't give a shit.
Don't really care.
No. But
you read my mind, sir.
Don't tell you what though. If we dicked them, we fucking dicked them. The people who the people who call us bitches, we actually dicked them at Le Mans. So
it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Yeah, shame they have no backing from sponsors. Are you on about DDM or Tora there, Soybean?
Tora, I think.
Yeah, Tora, as the size of the organization at Tora, it's actually quite crazy. They don't have more partners because the level of coverage they get is a little bit disproportionate, let's say, to the rest of Forza. Yeah, but at the same time, if that's not what the route they want to go, then fair play.
But then again,
they still put on fantastic events.
But then again, though, it's like I don't think that sponsors or backers will go for Forza 7, which everyone's saying it's a dead game at the minute.
Yeah, if you've got eyes on your product though, and you've got a passionate audience, which I believe Forza's got at the moment, that's all you really need.
Yeah. But,
eyes and passion for a product, even if it's the point of it's like discount codes from the guys at Tora. If they manage to get stuff like that, I'm pretty sure they'll find people who there will be people who use them.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
there's got to be an ROI for anyone to sponsor something. They've got to have a return on investment. So if they put 100 quid in to a Tora event and say, yeah, we want to be title sponsors of this, they want to see probably 300-400 quid back for them even to consider doing it. If Tora can't give them that guarantee that they'll get that sort of response back, then it's going to be pretty difficult for a company to actually front money for it.
Yeah.
And even worse it's even tougher if it gets if the numbers go, the further the numbers go. But yeah, the numbers for Tora events are pretty high. At the end of the day, we had our car for two of its 12 stints. We were on the Forza channel with Ali driving, and Genji race engineering him through chat. I think I worked it out that averaged 117 viewers over the course of the 4 hours.
Which, if you think about it, that's a pinnacle marketing on our point.
I know. It worked quite well actually. I'm gutted that he used the pie car and didn't put like the To Right Love in Her Arms one on there. That would have been quite good. But yeah, it was pinnacle move there to get all three affiliates in front of that many people. It worked quite well.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Helped that Ali was fucking fast as well.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
What the fuck has he just posted there? One of the guys in our chat, in our team chat, has just posted something about 84 penalties in one race. I hope he's on about Tora, and that when he says one race, I mean like one stint. Can you imagine if there was 84 penalties in one stint?
Wow.
That'd be like every team copying a penalty.
Yeah. But I'm
gonna have to go back and look through this now. Steward's office. No, it's still 2.
Well, let's go to Anthony's Thoughts Corner for an hour.
Wait, question mark? What happened? What did I do now? I mean, Venusaur with a question mark.
Venusaur.
Have you ever seen that video? That shit's hilarious.
No. Oh, I've seen
it. Was what the fuck was the name of that guy? Ego Raptor, where he did the Pokemon battle, and it's Pikachu versus like Venusaur, and the guy's like, Pikachu, use Thunder Smash, Pikachu, and the guy's like, Venusaur, just do whatever. Fuck. What do you mean, bro? I don't know what my fucking attacks are. I mean, Venusaur.
Anthony, have you got TikTok?
I do.
Right. I'm going to send you a link to something now on your phone. But it reminded me of the chicken strips meme.
Macaroni with the chicken strips.
Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. Where's the link? Copy link. There you go. A minute. But yeah, I can't wait for issue 4 already. Don't we? We've got some good things coming up. Hang on, words.
Oh man. Yeah. So those 84 penalties was in the triple threat race that the guys are doing in Team Track. 84 penalties in one race. Jesus Christ. That's a 20-minute race. 84 penalties in 20 minutes. That is literally 84 by... That is 4.2 penalties a minute. 4.2 penalties a minute.
Fucking.
Can you imagine being the guy hanging the black flag out on the start line? You'd be fucking dead by the end of lap 3.
How dare you?
Oh, man.
That's offensive. How dare you? That's from Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'm gonna send you something that reminds me. It's literally like it's 100% the meme. He's like, oh, it reminds me of. No, it's the meme.
Macaroni and the chicken strips.
It reminds me of this meme.
Wow.
Fucking hell.
Oh
man.
Yeah. What else we got issues for? Yeah.
So far,
you'll have to find out.
That's getting to be about it, but there's going to be a lot more going through. We could, in theory, do a bit more about the Torah 24. There's some smaller race series as well that I've been looking at. There's a few that a few people want that I reckon are pretty good. I want to take a look at. There's one called the Iconic Racing Masters, guys, IRM, and they've got a new championship, the GT Masters, coming up. It runs on a Saturday, which sort of ties in, clashes with Track's World Touring Cars. But yeah, at the same time, it looks pretty good. It's there's pretty much all GT based. But they've got this time they're running GT1 and GT2. So GT1 using the Aston Martin DBR9. Yeah, beautiful sounding car, probably the best sounding GT car about, apart from the BMW Z4. It's just beautiful. Then they've got GT2, which is using the M3 GT2, the Corvette ZR1, and the 911 RSR, which are all period GT2 cars. The Corvette and the Porsche actually are famous for that one race. I think it was I can't remember which series it was. I think it was IMSA. It was about 2012, I believe. With it was Jerome Blakemolen and Jörg Bergmeister at the last round of the championship. They spent the last 10 minutes fighting to the point where the pair of them came across the line, and the Corvette just got pit maneuvered into a wall at the end of it. It was so crazy. If you haven't seen it, I implore you to go and watch it after this. I'll find it on YouTube. It's a fantastic battle. It's like it's on the limit of too far, like going too far. Yeah, it was around Laguna Seca as well, so it's beautiful. It's a beautiful circuit, but yeah, it was the last 10 minutes of a GT2 race around Laguna Seca, and yeah, it's utterly stupid. There we go. IMSA at Laguna Seca. Sayer's got it. That's the link. When this is done, I implore you to go and watch it. That's 10 minutes of motorsport. 10 minutes that proves why GT racing is fantastic to watch.
I'm definitely going to hell.
Oh God, if you're saying that, that means there's something wrong.
So Sabine's just messaged Ali talk about Horizon 5. Wrong person.
Yeah, probably wrong person. To be fair, I might have a chat with him, just find out if he can point us in the right direction. But yeah, I think it'd be quite cool if we could do something with Horizon 5, even if we get hands-on with it for, even if it's just an hour or so to see what it's about.
Yeah.
There's been a few people that already have early access to it by the looks of it, or at least have had some access to it. Same with F1 2021. I believe that comes out pretty soon as well. Yes. I believe that's out next month. This month or next month.
And if it's next month, we'll actually have a lovely little preview from Grid Finder about that as well in issue 4.
Yeah, I'm just going to double check the release date of F1 2021 here.
So
2021 release date is July 16th.
Ooh.
July 16th, I believe this issue of the magazine's due out on July 12th.
Wow.
Release.
So yeah, if you want to hear about the F1 2021 early, please.
Then have a read of the Comms Bible issue 4.
6th of July, is it?
I mean 6th of July. I've just googled it and it says 16th. 6th might be early access. I know they do have a pass where you can play it early.
Right, full release.
Good double check actually. F1 2021 release date. Initial release is the 16th of July. You can, if you buy the deluxe version, you can play it on the 13th.
Yeah. So
and the deluxe version is like £100.
Wow, £100.
Something stupid like that.
Do you remember like the games of the past, like you used to pay like 40 quid for the AAA rated games? No, yeah. It's like 100 quid and 120.
Deluxe edition is £75, $74.99. That's from PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steam says 16th. Yeah, it's the 16th.
Yeah. You're wrong.
It is the 16th. You made me question my sources of game. Because that's the only place that I know where to like find brand new games for like physical stuff. Yeah, the pre-order is $54.99 to pre-order it for Xbox. Interestingly, this doesn't say it's coming to Xbox One. Oh yeah, it does. Series X and Xbox One. I do sort of like the backwards compatibility at the moment. I'm liking that, but at the same time, really, at this point, backwards compatibility. Saying that, I haven't got an Xbox Series X.
No, I've not either. I've got PC, so I should be using that.
Yeah, I've got a Series X. I went into everyone's favorite sex shop earlier and saw them up there for like I think it was PlayStation 5, so like £725 in CEX.
Oh,
stupid.
Oh, right. Oh god, I'm finding something else.
CEX. If you say it quickly, it's sex. CEX.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Xbox Series X's are about $550, and there was and the PS5s were $725. That's a joke how expensive that sort of stuff is.
But a mate of mine just got rid of his gaming PC. Literally, the spec of it was like around about £1,000. He went CX £500.
Oh man, yeah, that's what happens. You CEX are basically buying everything cheap at low and selling them high. It's perfect.
He had a 2060 Super, and I say you could have took that out and sold that for £900. The way the GPU market is.
Yeah, you're better off parting a PC out at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, bits for F1 2021. I actually want to see how this breaking point works. Because it's a new story mode that they've added into F1 2021. Apparently, it's like playing through a season of Drive to Survive, which that could be really good fun. As long as you end up in a Haas and you get the option to slam Gunther Steiner's door and he chases you across the paddock like he's your dad. So long as that happens, that was the funniest thing in season 2 of Drive to Survive. It was so good. Because the two Haas drivers were complaining about each other, and I think it was Kevin Magnussen just walks out and slams his plate glass door, and it smashes, and Gunther Steiner chases him across the paddock, saying, "Don't you do that to my door? You don't do that to me. Don't disrespect me like that." But yeah, as long as you've got like it's an F1 game, so it'll probably be pretty serious. But I want it to be like the correct level of stupid.
Yeah.
I've also just noticed here as well that on Tracks Triple Threat, I've got the stream of background here. They're using the Forza regulations.
Yeah, aren't they?
Hence why there's 84 penalties.
Oh.
Hence why there was 84 penalties. Track Woody at the moment has 10.75 seconds worth of penalties already. They're 4 laps in on Catalonia short. All leaders just got quarter of a second penalty.
Hey, Mello, are you alright?
This brings about a good question. For league races like this, Forza regulations, yes or no?
Yes.
Elaborate.
You get all it cuts out all these corner cutters and the rammers, or people who drive dirty and all that stuff. It eradicates all them.
Yeah, my problem is I've seen people getting handed a 10-second penalty for leaving the pit lane. I've seen people get a 10-second time penalty for track limits for leaving the pit lane.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is like I think Forza hasn't really thought about this. Don't mean if this penalty system was worked on properly, then yeah, it would have been good. But it's I think they just rushed it out, but they said, right, there you go, that's what you wanted, to deal with it.
No, it's a carbon copy of Gran Turismo's system, and even that was a bit half-baked, and people don't quite like it because, again, it's the inconsistency. You get a 5-second contact penalty. If the guy goes off the track, you get 5 seconds. If the guy doesn't go off the track, then you don't. And if you stray over the track limits, if the track limits go red, I think you get an immediate half-second penalty. But like I say, I've seen people get 5 or 10-second penalties for going through the pit lane.
Yeah,
because they're not including the track limits.
It's like Sace just said in chat then, but about Forza regs are crap. But if ACC regs were on Forza, would you like it?
I wouldn't know because I've never touched ACC. I couldn't comment.
ACC's penalty system is probably the best.
Yeah, without having touched it, I can't say whether I'd like it or not.
Yeah.
I'd have to go and play with it first, and I haven't got a PC that can run ACC, and I also haven't got what's it called? I haven't got the thing for Xbox, and I refuse to play it on a console. I will say though, Soybean needs to sort Woody out.
Was you watching the stream then? Did one car just literally fly straight? That's
what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure Soybean needs to sort Woody out because that was a bit stupid. You can just watch that. You can just watch Knights' stream back later and see what I mean. But you need to sort him out. That was a bit stupid. But yeah, Forza in theory it works. ACC calculates if you did gain time or not before applying a penalty. Works 99% of the time in my experience. Yep, that sounds pretty good. If that works and if it works, it's consistent, then perfect. That all you need is just consistency. If at the end of the day, if you cock up and you hit someone, you run into back of someone, you get a 2-second penalty. As long as that happens to everyone, that's fair.
Yeah.
It just needs to be consistent.
What's your views on it, Anthony?
So the biggest thing that I have with the race regulations in Forza Motorsports is that it feels like an afterthought. It really doesn't feel like something that was designed from the ground up to work with Forza Motorsports and be like something that could be implemented in Forza Motorsports. It feels like the result of people's complaints, like people complaining about the online lobbies where people just run into you and nothing happens. People can just cut clean through corners. Like the best example of that would be on Prague, where you have like that ridiculous like concrete pad chicane there where you could cut straight through it if you hit it right. Yeah. Like that's the best example. Like if you're racing clean, you will never catch somebody who's racing dirty, and there's no type of penalty system whatsoever. So that guy's still going to win the race, even though you have a clean lap and your clean lap looks good. Now, the race regs, the thing I usually do, I leave the corner cut on, but I turn off the collision part of it because the collision part of it is really stupid. Like you could have an unavoidable collision, but it will still say it was avoidable. Like I've had it before. A guy will basically have missed a corner completely and like come back on track right in front of me. And even if I was to brakes and swerve, I'm either going to take an off-track penalty or I'm going to take a collision penalty. And sometimes it could be as minute as 30 seconds or it could be as severe as 5 seconds. Like it's really inconsistent. So we were testing it out once on Sebring because Sebring has easy corners to cut that are all pavement. So you could basically cut an entire corner and still retain same amount of speed. And none of the corners on the concrete side really amounted to that much of a penalty, if a penalty at all. Some of the corners, you could cut them and the game was like, nah, that's cool, no problem, So I think the biggest problem with the Forza race regulations is consistency. They're not always the same across the board. Like if you cut a corner by a half a tire, you could get anywhere from a half a second penalty to 3 seconds. It depends on what random thing that Forza feels like is the right way to enforce it. Like there's no way from cutting a corner that minutely you're going to pick up 3 seconds. If it was realistic to like where, you went off track and then for every second you were off track, you would gain a penalty. So like, if you were off track for 1/10 of a second, you're going to pick up a 1/10 of a second penalty. Or,
Yeah.
you know, if you slid off track on the outside of a corner, you would not be assessed a penalty unless you kept going clean through to the other side of the track, you know. It's the problem I have with the race regs is the consistency in which they are dealt, like how they're dealt. Like, you know, sometimes it could be ridiculous, other times it could be just. So there's really no like rhyme or reason to it. It kind of just feels random. The collision part of it makes sense if you're talking about like somebody ramming you at light speed. I kind of like what Forza Horizon did more, where, you know, somebody's ramming you, it'll have like the ramming detected and like make them like nosedive or make you go completely invisible. And the other thing they have is where you bounce off walls. So like people will intentionally go into a corner too fast and ride the wall out so that they don't really lose that much speed. Whereas what Horizon does is if they hit the wall, there's like a half a second of them having no throttle at all, and then they take off. So, you know, there's definitely a good and a bad way to do your race regulations. I don't feel like Forza is the worst, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's good enough to be in a competitive setting in the way that it is. Like if you're talking about having an actual competitive league race where people are going to be, you know, competing on a high level or even at an amateur level, you know, it's up to the people putting on the race to have stewards in place and have a standard in place to where people know if you do this, this is what's going to happen. These people are the people that you need to go to, and these people will be the final say in whatever we do, so that people know ahead of time. You can't just leave it up to Forza because people don't know the exact parameters of what's enforceable and how it's enforceable. It's just kind of left up to chance. So if you say, you know, Tom is going to be part of the race stewardship, and if he says you're off, you're off. You know, it's not like Forza where it's like, well, you were off, we all saw it, but Forza was like, nah, he was cool, you know. So at least that's my take on it.
I think the way I've seen a few leagues use it, and there's one group, I think it was RBHM, that I think their system's probably using it in the best way. They use Forza regs for the off track, but there is an appeals process. So if you pick up a BS penalty, let's say if you go half a wheel too far over and you pick up, let's say, a 1 second penalty, you can if you can show the game clip of that to the stewards, they can basically look at it and give you that second back. This is the one where I saw someone pick up, I'm pretty sure it was a 10-second penalty. It was at Sonoma. They were leaving the pit lane. They obviously went over the track limits. Come back on, it assessed them a 10-second off-track penalty, and the stewards reversed it because that's obviously stupid. Yeah. If you're getting a 10-second penalty for leaving the pit lane, it's probably the better way of using it. But
you have your things up, your track limits, because Hockenheim is like that. Hockenheim has a really and stupid re-entry onto the track, and sometimes if you ride that entry all the way through until you get to like the point where the actual merge point is, it'll give you a penalty. Other times, if you ride those too long, it'll tell you that you're getting a penalty. So it's like you're not going to get a penalty if you ride it too long, but if you cut in too quickly, you're going to get a penalty. I think Indy's like that, you know.
Yeah.
It's just too inconsistent.
Yeah, I agree with the fact that it's too inconsistent. If you're going to use it, you need to have some form of backup system in place. But I think at the moment, that's one thing that needs to be worked on for 8, is they need to have a decent set of... They need to just at least try and make it consistent. Well, Charlie T. Well, Forza took a dump, so here I am.
Oh, sad.
Just as looking at, I'm still watching Track Night stream. What was Woody doing for the past few laps?
I don't know, but Sabine's just kicked him out. Sabine's just told him to get out of that lobby. But yeah, they'll deal with that separately.
Yeah,
they'll deal with that separately. But yeah, Sabine told him to get out of that lobby. But yeah. The other thing they say is that it's a 3-strike before a drive-through. It works great. That's also the way that they do it in proper motorsport. Your first one is the first strike is a telling off from the clock. The second one is a black and white. You get a second black and white for your third. Anything after that is a is a drive-through. Anything after that, if you ping it again, it's a drive-through again. So Works pretty well. I think they just need to. I think what the guys at Turn 10 are trying to do at the moment, they need to try and look at what everyone else is doing and sort of pick the best bits. So keep the maybe look at some of the more racy bits of Gran Turismo, the penalty system from ACC, and then maybe take it from there. And then I would say service from iRacing, but we've seen what happens at Daytona when everyone tries to Daytona and it just catches fire.
Yeah, I think if they built a penalty system from the ground up specifically for Forza with the intention of it being enforceable and being like, you know, something like that, then they could do a really good job for it. Satan and I were having a conversation about this a while back, where if they did what iRacing does and have like a driver skill rating, so that you're never in a race with people that aren't going to be of the same caliber or similar caliber to you. You know, you get into a lobby and, you know, you race clean and you don't cut and, you know, your gameplay is tight. You have a higher driver rating, somebody who's constantly crashing out of every race and running into people and ramming people. So I think if they brought in some kind of rating system, it would solve a lot of these problems, especially with the public lobbies. I mean, public lobbies is just the spawn of hell, honestly. Sometimes you get in there and, you know, I can't remember who it was, but they said if you see an out if you're in the GT lobbies, you see an R8, you're getting punted.
I think the issue there is at what point, if you carry on adding stuff like that, at what point does Forza Motorsport become a Gran Turismo clone?
Yeah,
it's not so much being like, at what point do you just kind of say, you know, it's not about being a clone, it's just about taking something that's good and keeping it good. Like, you know, at what point do you say, okay, next year a game comes out that's just like iRacing, but it's newer engine and everything's slightly better? Do you say it's an iRacing clone, or do you say that it's the next generation game that's going to kill iRacing? You know, do you like what Project Cars did with their game, Project Cars 3, where it basically turned into like a Forza clone? It was terrible. But if it was better than Forza, people would have been all over that instead of Forza Motorsport. So you can't really say that it's going to be a clone. You know, if it's something that's good and it's something that people like and people want, why wouldn't you want to put that in your product?
Yeah, true. It is literally taking the best bits of
everything and slapping it into a game, and then other companies will want to do the same thing because they have to compete. It's about being competitive. If you say the best thing about Assetto Corsa is X, and they say, okay, we'll take that, you know, and the best thing about iRacing is this, but the most important thing is to learn about your game, find out where your shortcomings are, figure out how to fix those, and then start worrying about implementing new and exciting things. Like, fix what's broken about your game before you worry about bringing new and next gen things to your game. Like, let's take a look back at our last game that we came out with. What were the things that the community didn't like? What were the things that the community did like? Okay, now that we've got all that stuff ironed out, now let's build upon this. Like, now let's move forward and start adding things to the game. New tire models and physics and things of that nature. Like, let's not just take the same tired old mechanics and, you know, lobby systems and stuff that everyone already hated from the last game and just, you know, roll it over into the next game. That's exactly what EA Sports does with their hockey games, NHL games. Like, their NHL games are quite literally uncontested in the market. There is no other game to rival an NHL 20 or an NHL 21. The only game that you can play if you want to play a hockey game is NHL from EA. Back in the day, when you used to have 2K in the hockey game, when 2K was involved in everything, it was competition, and it was that competition that caused these companies to actually have to put out a good product. Because if you didn't, no one bought your game. People just don't have a choice now. It's like we don't have a choice but to buy X game. It's the same thing with Forza. People on Xbox don't have a choice but to really buy Forza or like an Assetto Corsa or something like that. And even when Assetto Corsa came out on console, it was pretty bad because it wasn't really optimized for console and it wasn't really set up for the underwhelming power that console had. Now that we move on to the next gen consoles and we move on to the next bits of what gaming is going to become, console specific games are going to become a thing of the past. Like, look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare now, how they have Warzone cross platform and people can play on PC and PlayStation.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to force that same crap that you've been putting out for years down people's throat, because they'll either move consoles or they'll be able to play a different game that might be better on the same platform. Those of us that are privy enough to have a PC know that there's tons and millions of games out there. They might not be the best, but there's options. Whereas with you're playing on Xbox, it's like, well, I can't get Gran Turismo unless I get a whole gaming setup. So in the future, we might see games starting to get away from the console specific things, like what Halo's doing. Halo's going to be going to platform. Like, they're talking about Halo possibly becoming, a platform game that'll be on cross-platform. So
yeah. Even Forza have started doing it with the fact that Microsoft have started allowing PC to use it as well. So.
Of course. Now PC is also still Microsoft, so it's
true.
It's really like they're not really losing that much of the market. But once you see that these companies are starting to open their doors and saying, okay, we can open our doors and we can get so much more people in and so much more money, because honestly, it's not about players, it's about fucking money. Let's be honest. We can get more money if we let PlayStation players play. Then PlayStation players will start playing it and they'll be like, well, this game sucks because it's not like Gran Turismo. I have Gran Turismo. I'd rather play Gran Turismo. And vice versa. Gran Turismo people might be like, oh, well, I play Forza. This game is either better than or worse than Forza Motorsports. So I think as a whole, if everything starts to open up and we start to get some competition among these people, like if they find out that their people are leaving their game, people aren't leaving Motorsports to go play Horizon, because that's a win-win for them. People are leaving Motorsports to go play iRacing and to go play Assetto Corsa Competizione, and they're leaving to go play far superior games. Well, so that's what's going to lead Motorsports into the next generation of motorsports.
Yeah, well, the thing is though, it's like look what Lockdown did. How much in percent is sim racing?
Huge. Oh my god, I couldn't imagine how much. Lockdown, probably 100%. Look at the Twitch growth too. People started deciding to be Twitch streamers,
Yeah, but it's the thing is though that the games who have literally jumped up in percentages, like you said, iRacing, ACC, the proper sim platforms. Now the thing is though, if Forza if the new Forza game is going to try and be like, I won't say iRacing because they've got the best multiplayer platform in the bloody industry.
Yeah, they've got it sussed.
But
multiplayer, they've got it sussed.
Yeah, but can you imagine if they started instead of being a simcade and actually an actual sim game? Can you imagine how many players will start wanting to buy it? That's where they'll get the money. If the authenticity's there, then you get more people going to get it. That's the thing.
So what do you think would be the best move, to have the franchise basically split into Motorsports becoming a full-on sim and leaving the simcade kind of arcade stuff into the Horizon? Or just basically just kind of say, screw the simcade altogether, like let's just let Horizon become its own standalone thing?
But don't it's like look at Forza now. Look at what Forza's doing. They're like a 5-point tire system. They're having different compounds, different suspension geometry, and all telemetry and all that stuff. They are going towards the sim racing side of it instead of simcade.
It's finding the right balance to make sure that you keep the people who are just the filthy filthy casuals, but you also keep the guys who are in this for the sim racing.
Yeah, it's
finding that tough balance.
I gotta agree with Chris on this one. I do feel like that would be honestly the best move for Motorsports to make, would be to have a defined split. Like just say, look, if you want the simcade thing, play Horizon. But if you want the simulation experience, play Motorsports. But the problem is that when you go to a full simulation experience, you've got to have a rig. And you can't really do that on controller. I mean, I can say that, playing Assetto Corsa on PC with the controller is hell. 100%.
I disagree because I didn't have a wheel for ages. I had ACC on PC. I was getting like 126s at Monza. I was getting proper quick times. I was beating people on the controller.
You can do it.
You can do it.
It's just way harder.
If you want the proper experience, then
the
way it was designed, then you need to be over.
You're not going to take advantage of all of the minute things that they do in this game through a controller. You know, you're not gonna feel the suspension geometry changes and tire slip and all that stuff through a controller. You need a proper rig. Like, even if it's just a G923 or G930, whatever the to now, or a Thrustmaster TX, you know, you're gonna need a wheel. And that was the big thing with like Assetto Corsa on Xbox. I bought it on Xbox, you know, when it came out, and I was like, I cannot play this game. Project Cars 1. I started out in the karting thing. I wanted to go through karting because I could not drive the kart with a controller. It was like I returned the game. It was that bad. Like, if you can't grab someone's attention in the first, you know, couple minutes of a game to make them want to come back to play it, you know,
you've lost them. You've
lost your audience there. Yeah. So I get what you're saying. It can be done. Same thing with playing with a wheel on Forza. A lot of people say that, you know, Forza is geared more towards controllers. You can be just as fast on a controller as you can be on a wheel. So why put in the effort to be fast on a wheel when you can just be fast on a controller? It goes both ways.
Yeah, it's like I did the Road Atlanta Endurance on the wheel, don't we? And I felt the wheel was a lot smoother on Forza than it did on ACC. For a strange reason, I don't know what it was. If it was a lot smoother on the same as Race Room as well. Unix just said Gran Turismo Wish type of sim racing was good for both control and wheels. Yeah. But the thing is, all right, can you imagine? I'm talking about this about the next Forza RC if it ever happens. Like, but if Forza went towards more sim than Simcade, can you imagine the amount of money the sponsors just throw at it?
Well, to be fair, the Le Mans series, the Le Mans Esports series, that was using FM7 with wheels.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That was using FM7 with wheels, but I've got to be honest, looking at quite a lot of the drivers, you could look at it, you could look at the way they were driving on the wheel, and you could tell that they'd probably be quicker on the controller.
Yeah, easily.
Going back to what Unix said in chat, becoming a Gran Turismo-ish type of game where sim racing, you know, is for both controller and wheels. At that point, where you have a game that's equally as good on controller as it is on wheel, does it become a debate between wheel users and controller users where there has to be a clear divide in the community, where competitive circuits have straight wheel users as a series and straight controller users as a series? Or do you combine both into one? Because that could be a cause for, you know, division in the community on its own. Like, people playing first-person shooters on keyboard and mouse versus people playing on controller. Everybody feels like, you know, keyboard and mouse has a distinct advantage. That's why controller players are given things like aim assist, etc. So if they built a game from the ground up to be compatible with controller and be comfortable on controller, obviously there's certain things that they're going to need to put into the game to make it better to play on controller, because on controller you have a stick that you have to move left and right. You know, you can't turn a wheel. Like, you can't get 3 degrees of angle out of a controller as easily as you can on a wheel. So does that divide the community to being like, well, if you're on controller, you've got to play in a controller, you can't play in a racing wheel league? Or does that bring the community together? I feel like that's a big... I think that'd be like a big to-do. Like, you know...
Yeah, I think... Yeah, there will be some divide, but I think competing in the same thing will be good. But yeah, like I say, with the new Forza, I mean, yes, I know that they're saying, oh, we'll build it from the ground up, it's going to be better this, better that. But the thing is, though, they need to sort the fundamentals out first. Servers is the main one.
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't think that's going to be that big of an issue.
I think it will.
I don't think it will, because right now the state of the game, like I said, it's got such a small community that they're probably not as focused on it as they were when the game first came out.
Yeah, the thing is, all right. Can you imagine? This is just for argument's sake, right? when say Forza Motorsport comes out next month, for example, everyone go and buy it. Go on. They'll go on there, go online, bang, DC. Don't mean it's not good.
Well, this is what I'm saying is that because the game is so old, people aren't going to be like the companies that manage the servers and that manage the game aren't going to be as active as they should be with a brand new game on a next generation console. Like, you know, when the new Call of Duty comes out, the day it comes out is usually the most attention they has. So servers are always stressed. People have connection issues. Like, I remember when the new Call of Duty came out, people were, I mean, me included, I was waiting about 10 minutes to get even into the game, not even to find a match. And then you'd get in, you'd play for a little while, and then you'd get kicked from the game. So I don't think that that's the problem. Like, I don't think getting in and like getting kicked, like that's just part of the experience that, like, you know, millions and millions of people buy the game day one to play it day one. The game comes out at X time, you know, for everyone across the world. So everyone's trying to get in and they're strained and this, that, and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's going to happen. But the thing is, that game's going to be brand new and there's going to be a lot of attention on it. So they're going to put their best people on it and they're going to make sure that those best people can manage those servers and those expectations, not only in real time, but also, you know, back end changes to make sure that like every small little patch and update.
Yeah.
When was the last update to Forza Motorsport 7? That'll give you a clear view of how they're managing their server.
A couple of years, maybe more.
Yeah. So that's the big reason why the Forza servers right now are so bad, is because Turn 10 doesn't really care right now about Forza Motorsport 7. They can give you the illusion that they do, but truthfully, they probably really don't care. They're developing the next game.
Yeah.
You know,
August
they're working with
August
2019. That's the last time that anyone ever gave a shit about Forza Motorsport 7. They can pretend that they do, and they can have their little channel, you know, but Forza's not pulling the numbers at you because the game's so old. So they're working on the next game. They're going to be pulling their best guys off of managing the servers and updating the game so that they can work on the next game. And they're going to be putting their, you know, second and third stringers in there to manage the servers and stuff. So yeah, you're going to have DC problems, and they're going to devote more of their servers to, you know, Horizon 5 because it's a newer game with a bigger player base. So
some cracking questions in chat, like if they provide some assist for controller, then that would be a step in the right direction. It would be less for, I think, almost 56%.
I agree 100%, Unix. A lot of those people that play Forza don't have a wheel because it's just, you know, when you're paying that much for a console so that you can play Forza Motorsports on it, chances are you don't have the extra money to buy a full sim rig. You know, if you had that kind of money, you'd probably just buy a PC and be done with it.
Yeah.
It's the thing. If you think it's alright, is that I think sim rigs are getting cheaper and cheaper by the bloody day. Look what Fanatec are doing.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely coming down in price. They're becoming more,
it's like look
approachable and attainable.
Yeah,
but...
it's like look at the CSL pedals that we've got. We had in issue 3. That what is it? Less than $80 for CSL pedals.
It's knocks the price down. It knocks the price down by about $20 from what they currently offer. And then you've also got Fanatec bringing direct drive into, I want to say, the mainstream. But yeah, if you combine the CSL DD with those new CSL pedals, this is without the load cell brake. Let me just double check what that is. I can't do the maths in my head. 359 add 79. That's $439.98 for a direct drive wheel and pedals.
Is that in dollars?
That's in bucks.
What's that in pounds?
When the Fanatec pricing will be about that.
Double it.
For pounds, it'll be about that. Yeah. That'll be about what Fanatec charges. They basically just remove the dollar sign and put a pound sign in front of it.
Don't me, and that for Fanatec setup is decent.
Yeah, for direct drive, that's pretty good. That's Thrustmaster T300 range, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, even the Thrustmaster TSXW, which is not direct drive, I think to buy that wheel and
it's about 700 quid. If you're matching that, then you've got to take the load cell braking into account,
Yeah.
which bumps the price up to 229, which takes it to just under 600 quid.
Yeah, and that is less than the actual. Don't we? And that's just a servo base for the TSXW. You don't get the wheel with that.
Yeah, you can get it with. This is at Scan for 649 quid is the base price for the base, wheel, and pedals. It's 649.
Don't we? If you want to direct drive
Whereas
setup,
Fanatec are bringing that in at what will probably end up being about 599.
yeah. Don't we? If you want to
That would
Fanatec
be a
setup,
wonderful. I think that'd be a wonderful entry level setup for someone, that wants a bump up from like a TX or a Thrustmaster or a
It'll be a very
Logitech.
good upgrade.
Would be a very good upgrade. I mean,
Yeah.
I was looking at the Fanatec stuff before, and I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars for like a decent kit, other than like the entry level Xbox stuff that they have, which is debatable in how much of an upgrade it actually is over like Logitech or a Thrustmaster wheel. But now that you'll have this direct drive thing, I mean, that would be a huge step in the right direction to help be. I'm a true believer in the competition in the industry makes for better products and a better thing for the consumer, because the competition makes other people drop their prices or make competing products. So I think it'll be good if they can get this out and it's a quality product. You're going to see a lot of changes in the sim community. Like, you could see some big name people starting to make some entry level stuff that's going to be a higher quality. You might even see things like the Logitech and the Thrustmaster stuff kind of go by the wayside here soon if they can keep bringing these prices down.
Yeah, at the moment, I reckon it's going to be about Q3 before we see anything out, before we actually see it on shelves. But they already have pre-production versions in the hands of reviewers. From what it sounds like, it literally the wheel itself feels like the full-size podium on low torque mode,
right?
Which is about 8 Newton meters. Which honestly, I've driven it before. I've driven them. They feel fantastic at that sort of range. It's not too heavy. You can drive it for hours. The feeling of the road is fantastic. So if the CSLDD is anything like that, then it's going to be fantastic for something like a Assetto Corsa, which has beautiful force feedback. ACC, which would be, again, really good fun.
Yeah.
iRacing
So Unix actually just really touched on that right there. He said, if I'm paying a lot for a wheel, though, rather ACC or iRacing that are already trusted wheels.
Yeah.
Forza trying to experiment with wheels is going to be a very questionable. Yeah. So
yes.
Forza's always been very iffy with their wheel stuff. Like, I mean, I bought the wheel to play specifically Forza Motorsports, and I've used it on Forza Motorsports maybe 3 or 4 times. And Assetto Corsa, I use literally nothing but the wheel. So
yeah. Most of the people are racing.
It feels dead on Forza. It really does. Like, even if you set it up correctly, like quote unquote correctly, it still feels dead.
Yeah, most of the people who are using wheel on Forza are the ones who are playing other stuff as well.
Yeah.
They haven't just gone out and spent that amount of money on a wheel just for Forza. They're normally doing ACC. They're normally doing ACC as well. Keyword normally. That's not always the case. But yeah.
I've shot an idea for future issues in the magazine, by the way.
Oh god, you'll have to DM it to me later.
Yeah, I'll DM it to you.
Before you start committing to shit on stream.
No.
Yeah, no, that's going to cost us about £5,000.
No, it's actually a good idea, but it might be very difficult getting the content for it.
Yeah, DM it to me, and then we'll take a look into it.
Gotcha.
We'll do a feasibility study. We'll see if we can do it or not. Basically, if I read it, I'm like, oh fuck no, you know that we're definitely not doing
now.
It's going to be like when Anthony went to Satan about what's it called? When Anthony went to Satan about driving the truck, he's like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I just DM'd it you.
What is a decent budget wheel? That is a question.
Fanatec.
Fanatec is not budget.
No, but for budget, TMX Pro. Thrustmaster.
Yeah, Thrustmaster TMX Pro isn't a bad shout. G29 or G920, whatever they're on at the moment. Basically,
it's like G930 or some shit now.
G9, whatever the hell Logitech are making, or the TMX Pro, because then you get a really good set of pedals. If you want to upgrade through Thrustmaster's ecosystem, you can do, and just keep the pedals with you. Yeah, the G923,
349 USD.
Yeah, that or the TMX Pro.
Well,
they're probably the two that I'd look at.
I was going to say, I've got a TMX Pro here, and that comes with the T3PA Pro pedals as well. That I paid from I think the website's called Box. I bought it for £280.
Yeah, it's not bad considering they'll retail the pedals for about half of that.
Yeah.
Thrustmaster TMX Pro racing wheel is about $339. Right?
Yeah, either of those would be a good bet, and you could keep them for a while, and you could do pretty well. There's guys who race at the top level of stuff that use that kit. There's no reason why you have to upgrade.
I think it's personal
but
preference.
if you're going any further, direct drive, do it.
A lot of it, I think, has to do with whatever you started out on. Just like guitar, you play guitar, the next guitar that you buy is usually based solely on whatever you started. So if you started playing guitar on a Gibson, chances are you're gonna keep buying Gibsons.
Yeah.
If you started gaming on a Logitech, chances are keep gaming on Logitechs, or possibly move on to something that's bigger and better altogether. A Thrustmaster has a much wider range of upgrade opportunities.
Yeah, Thrustmaster, there's no reason why you can't buy something like a even just a basic TMX if you really want to save money, and then buy the T3PA pedals, add that on. Then maybe say you want a different wheelbase, then you go for a T500, T300. I'm pretty sure you can put a TSXW with that as well if you really want to.
I might just selling my wheel in a minute.
There you go. And if you want a budget wheel, hit Chris up.
Yeah, I've literally used it 4 times. That's all I've used it for. And box it. I've still got the original box and everything in it.
Oh, he's in full salesman mode now, isn't he?
Hey, Hooper,
it can be all yours for one easy payment.
You call right now because I can't do this all day.
For £180.
One easy payment of 650 quid, signed by yours truly.
Yeah. Hey, Hooper, how you doing, mate?
TMX Pro or whatever Logitech are making at the moment, they're good starters either way. If you want to upgrade, then if you're going from those, I wouldn't really spend much money unless you're going to go direct drive. Then, yeah, go direct drive. If you can do direct drive, do it, but you need to invest heavily to do it properly until Fanatec's solution comes out.
Oh God, no! No, Bandit, no. No.
That's our last Chris-related fan account salesman, Chris, too. Yes, wow, buddy.
Chung has changed my name since the last time I was with you. I know he bloody has done. He changed everyone's bloody name.
That honestly sounds like that episode of South Park where Butters went to the psychiatrist because he had like all of these quote split personalities, but really he was just like pretending. So like he was like fireman Butters or like construction worker Butters. That's like Chris. He's like salesman Chris or like cooking Chris or commentator Chris.
Yeah. So it's cooking Chris, crypto Chris, salesman Chris,
crypto Chris.
But for someone who has a direct
we were
drive,
taking the piss.
Someone who has a direct drive, you're spending almost as much as a car. Yeah.
Yep. The Sim Racing Centre by mine, the guy who set it up, I'm pretty sure he spent about £70,000 on the 8 rigs that he's got, including PCs. To be fair, if you balance that out, it's not too bad in sim racing terms, but it's a lot per rig. It's just over £8,000 a rig, I believe.
But it's just like I've seen people on YouTube spend over $100,000 on the sim rig. I'm like,
you can spend what you want.
Yeah.
You can spend what you want.
You can spend a lot of money on it.
If you gave someone a blank check and said spend whatever you want, you could easily get a seven figure number back.
Oh yeah.
You really wanted to, because it's like with anything, sky's the limit. But at the end of the day, it's knowing it's being sensible and knowing where your priorities are. And some of the stuff you can buy once and you don't really have to worry about it again. Like, let's say if you go all in and buy a top of the line rig, like the aluminium profile ones, there's a good chance you'll buy that once and never again.
Yeah, that
same with the seat as well.
I was going to say like Huskenveld and
Huskenveld, stuff like that. Huskenveld, SimLabs, even the new GT Omega one, or including if you just go and buy the aluminium profile yourself and make one. There's a good chance that you'll buy that once. You'll spend that 300-400 quid and then never spend that again.
Shit.
Direct drive is so much fun. Having driven even just Fanatec's direct drive stuff, it's so much fun. And like Unix said then, there is so much different stuff out there. You can just literally get what you want. If there is someone doing something and you say, I want that, you can literally go get it.
Yeah. Actually, let's have a look. There's actually a company who messaged us on Twitter. Hang on, let's have a look.
Yeah, you can effectively do whatever you want with sim rigs. But like I say, if you buy a good one, yeah, stuff like that. Stuff like that. You basically buy that what sort of thing once and never again. But I probably wouldn't go that crazy straight away because that is a lot of dosh.
So just for the aluminium profile, it's 617 quid.
Yeah, but you get all of that stuff with it as well. You get. I'm fucking hoping you get all that shit with it as well. That you get the what's it called? You get the base, you get the wheel deck, you get the monitor stands for the 4 monitors. For that amount of money, I hope you get the seat as well. If you don't get the seat, I'll be pretty pissed.
Yeah.
There's a good chance you don't actually get the seat.
They're on back order as well.
Yeah, that's how quickly this stuff sells.
Yeah, you can start with that's the basic.
Start with the basic rig, then oh wow, that's stupid. That's about twice the price of SimLabs.
So that's that.
That is twice the price of SimLabs. That's extortionate. Anyone know when the next tour event is? Yes, it is the end of August, the 28th, 29th of August, around Nords.
Is that a bank holiday?
I don't know. All I know is I can't have it. All I know is I can't do it because my boss is on holiday, and the 29th is my missus' birthday.
Yeah. Also, I think end of August is a bank holiday. I think.
Priorities, gentlemen. Priorities.
Right. So that Simrig we just saw.
Yeah,
then,
the Monday's a bank holiday as well.
So that Simrig we just saw that this is it.
Oh my god.
That's just for the frame and the seat.
Side mount keyboard tray. That is extortionate.
If it lands on the bank holiday, I can't do it either. Bank holiday weekend, I can't do.
Yeah, it is. It's a bank holiday weekend. The Monday's a bank holiday.
I can't do it then.
Yeah, my boss is on holiday, so I literally said to him yesterday, it's like, so what's the chances of me getting these dates off? And he went 0, I'm off. And it's like, well, fuck. So that's the one event I wanted to do as well.
So look at the seats.
Yeah, the seats you can literally spend about $5,000 on just the seats alone. That for what they are, they're cheap because they're not seats designed for a sim. They're FIA spec.
Yeah,
you could put them in a race car, and you could turn up to you could turn up in the British Touring Car Championship, and you could race that if you put that in a car.
It's like, well, this site we're looking at now is they actually messaged us on Twitter saying, if you want us to help you, you can do. So we asked them, and they didn't reply back. So,
hey, so why are you showing them on stream?
Huh?
Why show them on stream? Don't do it.
Don't do it. So yeah, 0 chance I'm doing. I'm not doing those then because I'm working.
I'd love to do Nords, but I can't.
So,
yeah, SimLabs P1. That's one of my mates has got this one, and it's a similar sort of thing to that, but you can get. I think it's the SimLabs GT1 Evo is €379 for the same shit without the seat.
Yeah.
For the same basic idea, is about half the price. Which, that's just ridiculous. The thing with stuff like that though is 9 times in 10 you also get it compatible for. It all normally comes compatible for all sorts of different stuff. So just looking at this one, you've got compatibility for the Fanatec direct drive, including the new CSLDD, the Club Sport wheelbases for all of them, the Elite, the CSL Elite, Thrustmaster T500 RS 300 TX range, Accuforce V1 and V2 direct drives. That's an interesting one. And Logitech D25 2729 series, along with the pedals that work with them as well. But yeah, that just shows like the breadth of how much you can spend on sim racing gear. It can get expensive very, very quickly.
Yeah, then you go into the worlds of that Huskerveld and
like getting into like Heusenveld, proper Sparko seats, going the full 9 yards where you can easily sink 10k.
Yeah,
it's quite easy to sink 10,000.
Yeah,
sink 10 grand into one of these things.
Yeah, you just you could sink 10 grand into 3 monitors alone.
Yeah, if you're sinking 10 grand into monitors for sim racing, mate, you've got your priorities.
You're insane if you're spending 10 grand on a monitor.
Spending 10 grand on a monitor,
like that's insane.
No, I mean
you could go 3 wide monitors for probably $1,200.
Well, that's what I didn't mean a single monitor. I meant like 3 monitors around.
Yeah, if you're spending 10 grand on 3 monitors, you've got your priorities fucked. The 3 monitors I got, they were 150 quid a piece.
The thing is, alright,
and they're perfect.
For 10 grand, I could buy a Micro K11, stick a fucking GTR engine in it, and
but you still have a micro though.
Yeah, but still, it's with a GTR engine. It just flattened.
Doesn't matter. It's still a micro.
And
that's like saying I've got a Toyota that looks like a Ferrari.
Ooh,
still a Toyota.
I should have took a picture of this. Yesterday, I was having a kick around with my mates at the leisure centre around Colin for me, and parked up was a McLaren MP12C in blue and carbon black. Oh my fucking god! Oh my!
I do like. I am a sucker for a McLaren. My dream car is a 675 LT.
I don't have a. If I had a lot of money, to be honest, if I had decent money, I would have a Lexus ISF.
Wow, that would have been what I was expecting.
Yeah, I would have one.
I was more expecting MFA.
No, ISF. They sound like a bloody Hammersmith. They're absolutely amazing. I don't like the LFA. Don't know, something about it.
Yeah, if I had unlimited money, it'd be a 675 LT.
Yeah.
That'd be where I went with that.
But I think we are getting towards the end. Oh shit! I don't want to do that. I don't put me overclocking software on. Anyway,
overclocks in the stream just dies.
Yeah, blow everything up. Anyway,
so what we're gonna do now, guys? We're gonna overclock this stream to 6.75.
I'm gonna overclock my bit rate.
We're gonna see what YouTube can really handle.
I'm gonna see into the motherfucking future. Yes,
Jay's 2 cents. Oh god. Anyway. We're coming to the. We are coming to the end of the stream now, and I am hot as shit. I need a shower.
Yeah, I think that's the plan for me as well. I've got work as well tomorrow, so I'm back into the sweatbox. I mean the racetrack.
Hooray!
So yeah,
racetrack's good fun.
So I think we're going to love you and leave you all. Please smash like. Right, shall we get Auntie to say it? I know we could say
slap like now.
There you go.
Slap like now. All you slappers out there, slap like now.
Oh my god.
So yeah, please give this stream a like. That helps us towards our algorithm as usual. And next stream will be the Comcast show next Tuesday. So yeah. We'll see you all later.
It's a soft next Tuesday, though. It could change at any moment.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right, so...
Depends on how warm Chris is at work.
Yeah. Anyway.
When he goes to 50, he's out.
Good old sweaty boy.
Yeah.
Sweaty Chris. That's the next one. Sweaty Chris.
So, yeah.
Salesman Chris and Sweaty Chris.
Good night, all. We shall see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.